What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Thomas, and tonight is a very special night. It was 6 years ago today, April 4th, 2020, that my friend Deborah Giusti and I hosted an online event to raise money for our friend Fantuzzi. I'm sure many of you know the twos. And it was just at the beginning of the pandemic and social distancing was happening. We were all having to stay home and there's a lot of fear and a lot of confusion going on. And but a bunch of us got together and had some musicians and people said, "Hey, Scott, that was fun. While we're in this thing, we're kind of stuck at home. Why don't we do this every Saturday night?" I said, "Sure." I thought maybe it'll be 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Well, here we are 6 years later. And we've done hundreds of shows and a beautiful community has formed. The Global Peace Tribe, I should actually put on my Global Peace Tribe background. There we go. And so tonight's a very special night. And as a result, we've got an amazing lineup of people, a really great group of friends. And I want to just acknowledge so many of the people in our Zoom room who have been with us. Some of you all the way back to the very beginning, or certainly those first few months, and it's really quite beautiful. So thank you, everybody. A big welcome to our friends watching on Facebook and YouTube, and also anybody who's watching the recording of the show. Well, it also is Easter weekend, and spring has sprung, and it's an incredible time of resurrection, of spring renewal, of new life. And tonight we are previewing and celebrating the New Living Expo, and we'll be talking a lot about that. Most of the presenters tonight are going to be a big part of this year's New Living Expo, including our beloved Alan Steinfeld. And Alan, of course, is Mr. Making Contact. He literally wrote the book, and he's going to be updating us on what's happening in the very ever-expanding UAP disclosure world, and also telling more about what's happening with the New Living Expo. And speaking of the New Living Expo, we also have Joan of Angels. And Joan is a very strong compadre, both of our Global Peace Tribe and of Neil Gar, the new owner of the New Living Expo. And some of the other New Living Expo friends that are going to be both at the Expo and with us tonight include Darren Starwin. And of course, you've seen Darren on the show before. And here's somebody that everyone who sees her loves her. Viviane Chauvet is with us. And that's always, the wisdom she brings is amazing. I wanted to have an older but goodie with us. And so I actually have two people with us tonight that are two of my dearest friends who have also been with this show going all the way back to the beginning, including the wonderful Larissa Stowe. And we're going to get a little tour of Larissa's amazing property, Shangri-La, where Alan just did a retreat. We're going to hear all about that. And we're going to get to hear Larissa's lovely voice. So people have been asking for you, Larissa. So those of you who asked, when is Larissa going to be back? She's back.
I'm grateful to be here with you, Ellen, and with all these beautiful people in the community that I'm so excited to see. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And speaking of being back, Diara is back. She had a little bit of a sabbatical, or you could say a sabbatical, something like that. But to get us started, Omashar is still in England, and our dear friend and one of the most beloved members of our community, Eden Amador, is with us. And Eden is going to really set the stage with giving us some wonderful perspective of this time of year and blessing us with a meditation and one of the newest songs from her upcoming album. So welcome, beloved Eden.
Thank you so much, Scott. It's such a joy to be here. I'm just lit up thinking about the New Living Expo too, and excited to get to go to that. It's right near me. And I wanted to just start by showing this fantastic background that's so full of aliveness. I'm in front of an ancient figure that predates Christianity. She comes from the old world of the Germanic, the pagan roots, and her name is Eostre. And the holiday that they used to celebrate thousands of years ago was called Ostara. And Ostara also was the celebration of life, of new life, of that bursting forth of color and flowers and bunnies and fertility. So the chicks and eggs and bunnies that we celebrate with on Easter, as we can all remember from being little kids, Easter egg hunting, has been around for a very, very, very long time. This moment on the planet has been celebrated as a moment of resurrection from ancient myths that also predate Christianity that many of us may not know. One of the oldest myths known to humanity was found on 3,000-year-old stone tablets from ancient Sumeria, which is now, let's send that area of the world lots and lots of love. That is where Iran is right now. So the oldest myth known to humanity speaks of the goddess Inanna and her descent into the underworld to then be resurrected once again after 3 days of darkness, where the whole world was in grief and shadow because she was known as the Queen of Heaven, the third brightest object in the sky, which we know is the planet Venus now. And when Venus went Kazemi with the sun, everyone was mortified. They had to understand, when will she come back and where has she gone? And in her myth of resurrection and ascent from the underworld, she arises in her wholeness and her wisdom. So these myths of resurrection have teachings, wisdom teachings for us, deep tools. Another ancient resurrection myth is of Persephone, which also symbolizes the return of spring, the daughter of Demeter. In the most famous retelling of this Greek myth, she's stolen by Hades, who falls in love with her and takes her as his queen and bride. There are other interpretations of this myth that are a little bit less grapey, we'll say, where she decides that she is now not just a maiden, but in her spring awakening, ready to leave the side of her mother and journey to be with her beloved. But their agreement is that she will come back to visit her mother. And in Demeter's grief for missing her daughter, we experience the cold, dark days of winter, as Demeter is the great mother goddess of life and abundance. But when Persephone returns to her mother, Demeter celebrates with this: pow, kapowie, life, beauty, abundance, fertility. Another ancient resurrection myth that many of us know about is the myth of Osiris, where Isis finds the dismembered pieces of his body this beloved god of Egypt, of the land of Kemet, and she brings him back together. She remembers him. And in her remembrance and her devotion, he rises, he ascends, he resurrects again. So the greatest resurrection myth that we are living with is that of our master, teacher, beloved Jesus Christ. Imagine Mary Magdalene in her grief at his feet, and then in awe and wonder at his reappearance in the Garden of Gethsemane. This joy, this awe. And what of those who pulled the stone away from his tomb? Was it Rainbow Body? What happened? So this myth, we are still in the awe and wonder of this resurrection myth. Easter holds teachings for us. So I ask you, beloveds, what are you here now at this powerful turning point, this turn of the wheel between spring equinox and Beltane, famous, potent points of celebration for millennia? What are you resurrecting in your life? What are you celebrating and bringing back from the darkness? What are you willing to reclaim or to create anew? And just feel that potency this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere to really cultivate the magic, the fertility, the abundance, the energy of this time. And so to assist in this, I'm going to invite that we go inward and we really feel that. So let's use our powerful tools of our own beautiful body temple and bringing our hands of light together, just rubbing them for a moment, sparking light and life and heat, honoring this body. And then we're going to close our eyes with our hands pressed in front of our own sacred hearts and bowing slightly towards our hearts as we take a deeper breath than usual, really filling the lungs like the wings of the heart. And as you breathe out, allowing a sigh of release, landing in the here and now. 2 more deep, resonant breaths. And on this last deep breath, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the shoulders, coming into the space behind the hands of light in front of the heart. Feeling as you bow towards your heart and come into that sacred space, that space of light, of love, of peace, of truth, the sacred heart that unites us all. Feeling what you can be grateful for in this moment. What can you amplify in gratitude and resurrect, bring forth into the light of the season? Really breathing and receiving that, even if it's simple. Go ahead and press the flat of your right palm of light to your heart chakra and bring the left to your lower belly. Feeling no matter what you've been going through, no matter what's happening in the world right now, all the unknowns, all the wildness and chaos, that right here, right now, we can cultivate some gratitude, even for this breath, for this moment together in our family of beloveds, our kindreds here. And feel if you can cultivate an inner smile. For a grateful open heart is a dimensional doorway. Lifting your heart and giving the hand of light a little spiral. Feeling as you do so, this lifting of the wings of the back heart, that there is faith, there is hope, there is inspiration with each breath. There is joy that lives here in the sacred heart. And as we feel into the depths of the heart, imagine a little sun. Imagine a sun that is rising again in the east. When we hear the goddess's name, Io star, embedded in it is the word Iostre, which means east. For the sun, when it sets, disappears into the underworld. And when it rises again in the east, it's resurrecting life and light. And feeling the sun in your own heart, expanding its rays for that which you care about. Perhaps for the earth, for the children, for life, for your friends, your family, for the awakening of the heart of humanity. Feel that Feel the love and the care and the devotion that has brought us together in the awakening world. And feel how you are held in this web of light and how we are not alone. Allowing another deep breath to take this beautiful energy down your central channel, opening up the root and rooting it down right through the chair and the floor of where you are into the earth herself, as if we are all like beautiful beams of sunlight penetrating into this Mother Gaia for all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. May we all awaken to recognize interconnectedness and unity. One more deep breath and letting the hands of light open just gently onto the lap. And we take one more breath as we slowly open our eyes together. And I bow to you. I bow to you all, beloveds. I'm so grateful for you. Grateful to be here today. I am excited to offer a song from my heart to yours. This is a new song that is a duet with my producer, beautiful Ben Leinbach. Wish he could be here. Hi, Ben, if you catch this later. This is our song that was written as a theme song to my show that's going to be coming out soon, called Lead with Love. So I offer this as a gift, an Easter gift to you. Lead with love. Oh, I need to share my sound actually. Hold on one second. Sharing my sound, and then we'll go into the music.
Praying for the heart of humanity, praying for all beings to be free. What will it take for us to all come together? What will it take to find peace? Will you lead with love? Will you let love lead? There is no separation. Lift the veil and you will see. We are all just like drops in the ocean, awakening to unity. Will you lead with love? Will you let love lead? Take my hand, come walk together. Only love will bring us peace. Only love. Only love will bring us peace. Will you lead with love? Will you let love lead? Take my hand, come walk together. Only love will bring us peace. Take my hand, we'll walk together. Only love will bring us peace. Only love will bring us peace.
Gallery view. Let's give Eden lots of love and appreciation. I see hearts flying, and just what a beautiful start to this show, Eden. Everything you shared, the history, the meditation, and that beautiful song. And tell us a little bit about the album and how it's being rolled out.
Yeah, so the album has been completed and I'm starting to, it's called Drop Singles. I'm starting to release songs. And right now there's three of the songs that are out, and the newest we're going to play later. I'm really excited about this one. I get to talk about it later, so I won't say too much. I'll tell you that Lead with Love was not planned to be on the album at all. That was a let's write a little hooky intro song for this show I'm doing called Lead with Love. And then Ben, being the great producer and musical mastermind he is, he's like, let's write a real song. Let's write a whole song. And we started writing it before a lot of the world events that have just been so hard for us to digest. And then I said, you're right, this song's important. This needs to go out as a real song. It's a peace song. It's a beautiful prayer in the form of a song. So I'm really happy, and I will include it on the album now for sure.
And it's also, again, the theme song for your upcoming television show, which we'll certainly be letting people know about as it happens. She's been doing interviews and is probably going to interview some of the people that are part of the New Living Expo, even some of the people you're seeing tonight. And a reminder, you can find all things Eden Amadora on her website, which easily enough is her name, EdenAmadora.com. There it is, Lead with Love. Her theme, really the way that she lives her life. I'm blessed to know Eden as a friend, and she truly does everything with love. And there's a really fun quiz. If you go to her website, EdenAmadora.com, scroll down a teeny bit. There's this really fun quiz of what archetype you might be. And we all have a divine feminine inside of us. So even though it says goddess, it can work for male gendered as well as female gendered. And then you can learn just more and more about Eden and her beautiful, wonderful offerings. And thank you. You do so much to help us all become the best that we can. And Eden's my co-host tonight, along with Alan. So you'll be hearing from her, and we'll be seeing more from her. Thank you, Eden, for getting us off to the perfect start.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Well, speaking of perfect starts, I've been in the UFO field a really long time. Way back in 1994, I was hired by NBC. There was a daytime talk show called The Other Side, and I was hired to find guests. And that started a long career of being very involved in finding interesting stories for nationally broadcast television shows. And some of you might even remember the Paranormal Borderline. I was in charge of all the UFO stories for that show. It's a primetime series. Then Strange Universe, Looking Beyond. So of course, we've always been fascinated. And I've met a lot of people who are very unique. But I really always, when people say, have you met an alien? Have you met an ET? Have you seen something? I always say, well, the most extraordinary person I know is Viviane Chabet, because she is truly an interstellar being who ascended thousands of years ago. Her soul avatar essence has returned in a projected hybrid human form as an emissary for the reascension timeline. And maybe she can even share with us what the reascension timeline means. She's become a leading voice in the global and planetary community. She's a dominant figure for bridging interdimensional wisdom with grounded human transformation, because she's both. She understands the human experience while maintaining the remembrance of her greater Arcturian heritage. She's extraordinary, and she's the real deal. And she's also very humble and very wise. So she will, of course, be one of the star speakers at New Living Expo. She certainly is one of our favorite speakers on the Awakening World. And welcome to our 6-year anniversary. And thank you for being with us, Viviane.
God, what an amazing introduction. Absolutely a joy and a privilege to be with all of you. Congratulations of this incredible endeavor and 6 years and going strong. It was always a pleasure. And I love to be with all of you. And as Scott mentioned, as you know by now, or rediscovering every time we mention, I am an Octarian being. I represent the Octarian delegations. We'll also speak on many enlightened intergalactic delegations, whether we work with the Pleiadians, what some of you are, whether it's the Syrians, the Lyrians, the Venusians, the Antarians, and many more. And of course, we work in partnership with the Masters of Light, and of course, the Great Celestial and the Angelic Realm, because the galactic beings are always in relations with also the angelic realm. So it's really much a discovery of who we are. Talking about renewal, Scott, and everyone in this spring equinox energy, and even in the fall equinox on the other side of the planet, there is a renewal within the global planetary consciousness of humanity. We on the intergalactics who are constantly monitoring the energy emanations coming from the planet in form of thought forms, thought feelings, change, vibrational shift, dimensional movement, conscious, evolution, we can see how much there is a lot of shift and expanding. One of the things that is really beautiful to see, and thank you, Scotty, in the chat room, one of the things that we want to bring in with love and maybe a different, renewed perspective is understanding what disclosure is, what making contact means. You have to understand that you've been in a century of disclosure. It's nothing new about this year or the next year or the next 5 years ahead of you. You have been in over more than a century, if not a millennia of disclosure. The earth yourself are, we talk about being galactic royalties. You are among the stars. You are an expression of us as much as we are an expression of you. It's a reflection of each other. And this century of disclosure, it's been an ongoing process. And especially over the last 80 years, if you look at in a point of reference, just in 1947, the revelation in Roswell, that put Roswell on the map, this little tiny town, and the visitation of being from Zeta Reticuli coming in, and the crash and the recovery of some of these sentient ET beings. It's been a cascading effect of awakening profoundly in the psyche of humanity, right in your DNA, the genetic markers of your DNA, right in your heart center, the energy of rediscovering that there is a whole universe that you are a part of, always have been. And I think that you are at that point of re-emerging into a brand new perspective about how you're taking your rightful place among the stars, among so many beautiful sentient beings, whether you call us extraterrestrial, whether you call us star beings, whether you call us the ancient ones, whether you call us your ancestors. It makes no difference to us. For us, it's really about, reconnecting with you. It's about clearing the pathway and releasing yourself from so many preconceived notions, program mindsets, the reversal of thought system. Just the last 6 years have propelled humanity in a brand new way of even breathing, loving, communicating. This show is, of course, a testimonial of this and how we are ready to return to each other. And I think that by releasing the barriers that seems to be put between your galactic profound origin, who you are and who we are to you, this is where for us the true return into divine communication. It's more in terms of releasing yourself from disclosure and more understanding that you are returning into the sacred divine embodiment that includes your cosmic galactic origins, and how we're able to finally be in a more loving, more higher conscious with stability without the fear energy interfering into our normal and organic communications, and being able to redefine what's going to be your position moving forward. In 2026 is very much a redefining year for this. 2027, it's beyond disclosure because you're already doing it every day. And many of us on the planet have been talking to your galactic star families, whether it's through dreams, whether it's direct communication, whether it's through the remembrance of galactic past lifetimes, whether it's the movement and throughout history. 2027, it's more of a year where without the fear, you're releasing yourself from disclosure, you're moving into a place of awakened, more direct organic communication. It's a year of integration. It's a year where finally everything that you've been working for, clearing the pathway, saying about, praying about, going to meditation, going into global communities. It's a year of reintegration into returning as a conscious sentient species among your galactic families. So I'm going to invite you to look at it more this way. And I couldn't think about anything else so more beautiful, especially right now with the celebration we're in, the spring energies, the renewal, the opening the field, and releasing old preconceived notion, and even how contact is. It's no longer about really making contact. It's about returning into more effective, conscious form of communication. And the invitation from your enlightened star brothers and sisters and the great, of course, Federation of the Star Brotherhood and Sisterhood of Light, it's about communicating with us. Leave our craft behind. It's no longer about looking at the ship in the sky and pointing object. It's about communicating with us. It's one consciousness communicating, reaching out to another. It's about really understanding that we are really much a reflection of one another, and just what you carry within you, who you are, and the star seed on the planet, it knows that this is more embracing and accepting your beautiful natural galactic origins, who you are. This is part of your heritage, and there's nothing to fear. And understanding that just as diversity of life there is on this planet, imagine a diversity of sentient life there is in a grand multiverse. And so simply recognizing what resonance field you're in, which means that you're going to bring in, how could I say that? Yes, interweaving all together, but from a state of higher consciousness, in understanding that there are different stages of evolution, that maybe some group of beings who may come to you because they are different stages of their evolution, and you're able to recognize it, and how we can, redefine what seems to be the boundaries between one another, but also with your interstellar brothers and sisters. And I think that it's about coming back in that space and you redefining many, many things, what healing means. It's going to take on a whole different understanding that healing is the path of remembrance to your wholeness, that you already hold perfect and in divine synchronicity with you. It's about releasing the control based on old pattern of false security, um, energy, or structures or perception to the logic 3D mind, and intent is opening yourself to following your soul guidance, because ultimately it's about your soul guidance. It's a soul choice about what you've come to do, what is your path, what is collectively as a species your path, what is on the planetary level the path of this planet as a conscious being, what is the journey of this solar system that is evolving and ultimately reflecting into the Milky Way as a galaxy. So there's a lot of different domino effect of evolution that is taking place, and how everything is ultimately integrating itself into a very, very divine, very distinct a tapestry, a divine design of intelligence. And that design is reflecting in all aspect in all of us. And we, on the intergalactic level, we're going to continue to walk the path of evolution with you, to stimulate the best of you, to really embrace you, to help you embody all that you are, and as opposed to be, some fragmented belief system that it may be guiding you in a direction. But we say, let's bring that more into a more universal vision, and you'll see how far more is going to take you. So, we're going to continue to be here. This is why I'm boots on the ground, directly as an ambassador representing the Arcturian on behalf of the supreme hierarchy, the Council of Light, overseeing, of course, the reascension of Gaia. She's finally returning into that wonderful, ascended, perfect garden of life that she was designed for. And your solar system is also evolving in following the pace of Gaia, and many of the planets that you see, whether it's Mars, Jupiter, whether it's Venus, whether it's Uranus, and all of it, they already have ascended or shift into higher octaves. So they're no longer in that third dimensional fragmented reality. They've already moved into higher fifth dimensional octaves. And the fifth dimensional dimension, or density, or experience and frequency, it's just a point of reference, because it's going to be so much more beyond that. But it's just feel for a moment in your heart a sense of embracing renewal, and what renewal really means to you. From what perspective or filtering system, maybe the word, the semantic of renewal may represent to you. And remember that everything that is conveyed to you, whether it's an image, a transmission, a song, whether it's a concept, it is through the perspective of the being that is sharing that perspective with you. And I am honored to bring forth the perspective of the Arcturians and others. And we've been around for millions of years. So we have ascended a long, long time ago. We understand what that very sometimes exhaustive and, yes, accelerating process can be. This is why we're here with you. And we see also many beautiful being, all of you stepping forward more, and you're redefining like a symphony some aspect, and then you're rediscovering what spirituality is, what being wholeness means, what embracing this embodiment of all that you are to your I am presence, whether it's the shift in your chromosomes, or the template of your light body, how your DNA architecture is moving into a more light substance rather than a concept in the physical form. So there's going to be so many beautiful layers of renewal, opening to new perception, and your perceptual field is expanding pretty much so, in allowing yourself. So thank you for being also attentive to what we're sharing right now, whether you're distracting yourself in the chat room. Just be with us, because we are sharing from the essence of our being, and you are in the presence of a collective of very, very ancient sentient beings. And we want to make sure that what we share with you is received as a gift rather than just another pretty speech that we make. There's so much meaningful energies and frequencies exchange. They'll also work with you to help to clear and balance yourself and bring yourself back into more, I would say, sustained stability. Is going to be very important for your world, to bring you back into a more sustained form of stability, whether it's emotional, mental, spiritual, etheric, physical, and how you're embodying also that that being a more stable and sustained way of living. So just a little bit of wisdom, and of course leading up, Scott, to the excitement that if you wish to meet with us in person, I'm going to be at the new Living Expo, and of course very thrilled, very grateful for my dear friend Neil Gore, who is taking over the new Living Expo. But I want to also embrace Ken, the previous owner. And I would say Ken was among the first one to give me a chance to say, you know what, we don't really know you. I was not very known at the time. And Ken, I remember, said, I'll give you a spot at my conference. Come and speak. There's something there I feel that people need. And he brought me in, and I remember I had a lecture at the same time as Laura Eisenhower, and I'm like, I don't stand a chance. Laura speaking, she's been around for a long time, people just discovering me. And it was incredible that the room was full. And to feel, to still, I can still see, I close my eyes, I can still see the people in the room sitting and those who have chosen to come. And it's been an ongoing process. I want to honor Ken, so thank you for retiring and your services. And of course, moving forward with Neil, and we're going to do a lot of partnership between Portal to Ascension with the Octa University that I represent. It's just the beginning. And of course, Scott, we are honored to be with you, and we respect you so much, and the immensity of love that we have for all of you. It's maybe more that you can bear right now, but you'll see, it'll continue to expand with you. Remember, you're worthy of this love because of who you are, not a human 3D journey. It's who you really are. And we can see this glow of your living aura. So remember that. This glow about you that so many other sentient beings or star nations can see. So if we can see it in you, we invite you to see it in yourself. Again, Scott, thank you so much for having me here today and being able to share just a little bit of octaves of reminders, wisdom, exchange, grounded frequencies, and renewal and in the spring energies.
I first of all, thank you for acknowledging Ken. Ken is a longtime friend. And when we first started doing this show, it was myself, Deborah Giusti, and Ken Kaufman. It was the three of us doing it together. And I'm going to bring my co-host, Eden, up. We've still got a few more minutes with you, and Eden always has wonderful questions. So I'm wondering, Eden, if there's anything you wanted to ask Vivian.
Yes, Vivian, thank you so much. I was lit up, like riveted and just smiling from the inside out with the transmission you gave. And there were some things that really stood out for me. One is that this is no longer 2026 is no longer about the ships or contact. It's about the communication that we can have directly, this telepathic kind of communion and conversation with our star kindreds.
Yes.
Can you share any way that people watching can start to open up and raise their frequency so that they can start to communicate more easily?
What you just said right there, Eden, is very much the presence. To us, it's establish your foundation or re-establish. And we talk about spring and opening and understanding your true roots. And like Easter, there's so much distortion about that energy. And I love what you presented at the beginning to bring back ourselves to our original roots. So that foundation is feel that you are worthy. There's such a sense of equality of what we're sharing. It's about really cultivating the three master keys that we've been talking over and over about. This is the foundation right there. And the master key of complete self-love, leading to self-acceptance. That means also accepting your life journey. Why is this life bad? Why have I been feeling broken or going through so much hardship and everything? Ask at the soul level. It is possible that you've maybe made a plan or what's called a soul design that allow you in this lifetime to maybe resolve hundreds of past life, all in the one aspect of this current life path that you are on. And understanding on the third master key, the self-worth, is re-understanding that it is your divine birthright to experiment the universe in its full aspect, not a projected idea or through someone else's idea of what the universe is about for you, but to reclaim your own relationship to this universal omnipotence, omnipresence that wants to see you succeed, to really reach the fullest potential and everything that your soul has brought with itself in this incarnation. Like take me for an example, for example, I know I am a galactic being. I know where I come from, and my team remind me all the time. You may look like human, but you are one of us. And my Mother and Father tell me that almost every day. At the same time, the compassion I have embodied through, I've gone through lots of hardship. You would be surprised what I went through in my lifetime. If you think I had it easy because I'm a galactic being, I'll have to write a book about it one day. But the
Definitely
point,
do that.
thank you. But the point I am making to your beautiful question is those three master keys transcend the mindset of the ego mind, the chattering the mind that repeats you the same thing, or what seems to happening in this world. If you look at an ocean from only its surface point of view, you're limiting yourself to understand the full spectrum of what an ocean is about and all its ecosystem. So what you're seeing right now, it's a necessary growing sometimes from pains and groan and chaos to be able to allowing this divine higher harmonious design coming through, and it's generations upon generations of ancient souls and newer souls who have come to pave the way. So you have to look at this reality from its entirety as opposed to a fragment, always segmented projection, whether it's media, social media, government, world leaders. That's much beyond that. So the three master keys, Eden,
Yeah, could you say
brings
them
you back.
again really, really simply? One is self-love, right?
Yeah, self-love leading to self-acceptance. And then the foundation behind it is your self-worth. I am worthy of communicating with my higher self, with the universe, with infinite source. I am worthy as I am a reflection of my star family. Then when you open the field, you are raising your frequencies with the corresponding consciousness that needs to be there to bring that stability in yourself as opposed to operating out of fear, wounded energy, and all other energy. Bring yourself back in that field and invite your brothers and sisters of the stars to connect with you. Remember, the more you're stable in your frequency, in your vibrational state, the more you're able to open naturally your encoded or imprinted channel of communications. There's no need to learn to channel anymore because you're transcending that. It's a state of natural organic evolution. And that's what I'm here for, to
That
help
is
you
so
with this.
beautiful, so powerful. It gives a whole new meaning to unity consciousness for me. It's beyond just the unification of the human family. It's this interdimensional, unified, loving field. This feels like the new age of Aquarius, this inner technology that allows this to happen.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
Beautifully said, Eden. Exactly. You're moving into a complete different aspect. So those three master keys, you've heard it over and over. It is more than a platitude. Those unlock anything you want to know. Universe, we can sit with you and talk to you about all of our knowledge. But without those three master keys, there's so many veils between us, and that's what prevents seemingly a more direct aspect of reclaiming your galactic place with us. We have been waiting, you have no idea. There's hundreds and hundreds of us waiting. And those of you who are ready, we've been communicating with the planet for eons. So it's about reintegration with each other. And that's why we see 2027 being that point of reintegration.
Thank you so much for that. That's so powerful. Will we get to ask Vivian more questions tonight? I hope so.
We've got such a full show.
I know. I'll
So
be back another
unfortunately,
time.
She'll be back, and she'll be at
New
the
Living Expo. Yeah.
Expo.
New Living Expo. When are you speaking, Vivian?
Oh, thank you, Joan. So I want to start right at the beginning. I set the pace. And Friday, the first day of the expo at 3:15 p.m., I'm going to be giving a lecture, more a lecture. It's an activation. It's an experience in the field with the Octurians and others about the crystalline heart network and how it affects and really open your higher brain functions to the heart crystalline network on the planet leading up to all of us. It's going to be very profound. And then on Sunday at 4:15, I'm going to be closing up the expo, so to speak, with a first and Arcturian eating chambers experience when we're going to bring you in your consciousness on board of Arcturian vessel in the eating chambers with other beautiful enlightened star brothers and sisters. So yes, that's going to be our
Definitely look
contribution.
forward to starting and ending the show with you for sure. And a couple of other things. There's so many comments that have come into the chat box while you were talking, Vivian, really touching the lives of some of our most beloved members like Carol Craig and Dia Therese. And so Scotty Satori says, I love Vivian's stories growing up. It's like a bedtime story. And I also want to let people know, before I let Vivian go, that she's got something very special, and it's her Arcturian Ambassador University. And I'm going to have her talk a little bit about it, but the website, for all of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, go to arcturianuniversity.com. Arcturian, that's ARCTURIAN university.com. And Vivian, can you tell us just a little bit about what you're providing here?
Yes, so very quickly, because there's so many beautiful speakers tonight. The Arcturian University is a sanctuary developed and put together by Arcturus High Council. So it's really much a place, a soul sanctuary where people from all over the world join us, and we're guiding you through a series of master classes, gatherings, events. In fact, we just came back from Lumbini, Nepal for our retreat with the members and the presence of Master Buddha. It's a place of real deep soul evolution. We're taking you to the next level of your reascension, and it's done with so much love, practical guidance, experiential exercises. There's a library of living knowledge that members have access to. People can also join our monthly events, even for a donation if you're going through some temporary financial challenges. We understand that. We also have a free content called the Arcturian Foundational course that we have started, and the podcast. I mean, there's so much there. It is very much a sanctuary with the Arcturians on your sacred journey to your full reascension, basically.
Beautiful.
You know, Scott, I just want to add that when Vivian does speak and communicate, she is doing transmission. She is doing initiations because her consciousness is from this other realm. So we were sitting at the paws of the Sphinx, me, Joan, Deborah Giusti, and she brought through this transmission, and she sort of collapsed after because it was so powerful and evolutionary. So anytime I get a chance to hear Vivian, I always feel upgraded. So thanks for being here, Vivian.
Oh, Alan, thank you so much. I appreciate you and what you just shared. It warms my heart. What we've done in the Sphinx that year, it's something is coming back this year, and the grand archives, the light archives are really coming back finally to the conscious field. So it's just, I'm going to put a little teaser seed there, and we'll explore that another
I love
time.
it. I love that you're starting off the conference, which is huge on Friday, and then like you're part of the completion of the conference.
Yes.
And that's the ambassadors, the Arcturian ambassadors leading the way. Thank you.
We are honored
It is
to
a
be of
portal to
service.
ascension, isn't it, Joan? It is a
Oh
portal.
my God, I can't wait till our turn, Alan, to talk about this. Okay.
It's coming. It's coming. Hang in there, Joan. It's almost there.
Okay.
Let's all send Vivian, because I know
It's wonderful.
she has a dinner, I think. So Let's give lots of thanks and love and appreciation to Vivian.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we look forward to seeing you in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And we'll be all together at the New Living Expo, San Rafael. We're going to talk all about the New Living Expo in just a few minutes. Joan, I'll bring you up in a little bit, but right now I just want to stay with Alan and Eden for a moment. Alan, you are the man when it comes to what's going on with UFOs, UAWs, all that's happening. What's the latest? You always have your finger on the pulse.
Well, I am obsessed with the subject, but one of the latest things is this new Artemis moon launch that just happened a few days ago, and is the first time in 50 years that humans, as we know it, are going back to the moon. They won't be landing on the moon, but they are circling the moon, I guess, just to know that they're there. But there was a video of UFOs around Artemis, and if I want, I can show you a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I can show you this if I can share this. Is that coming up on your screen there?
Yeah, but you just gotta make it big. Gotta make
Can you
it full
see
screen.
that?
There we go.
Okay. So this is Artemis from the Artemis window, and these little specks of moving light are well, no one really knows. This is NASA footage. You can see in the NASA logo at the top, and it's on this Instagram, UFOs are surrounding Artemis. NASA cut the feed after a while, but something is checking this ship out. So, that's part of the latest. There's more sightings than ever. Like we said before, me and Larissa and Peter Sterling were out in Sedona we're looking sort of northwest and over Sycamore Canyon, I think it was, these sort of objects, these little specks appeared, but when we were out there on the land, they were golden, weren't they, Larissa? They would show up over the horizon, over the mountain, they would flash this golden light and then fade. Wasn't that remarkable, Larissa?
It was really fun. I have to say, I've never experienced anything like that before. And it was like there was so much childlike excitement to experience that together. There was just so much joy, like honestly.
That's key. I think it's replaced the fear. Like people used to fear the unknown. We are embracing it. So it is a sense of joy and a newness, and this is the future of humanity and the earth. I mean, didn't you get that sense?
It was so beautiful. I felt like they were letting us see them, and it felt like, okay, we're gonna let you see all of us, and so that we can get even more like in this space of, I don't want to say normalcy, but where it just becomes just something that we're so ready for. And to meet these beings is just going to be like, finally, finally we're just getting to connect and communicate more.
And it's step by step. I mean, so Peter Sterling had a video that went around the world. I mean, about 5 different people sent me these lights in that same place that we went to, but it went totally viral. And then I called Peter when we were there in town in Sedona. I said, Peter, you got to take us to that spot. He did, and they showed up. So,
and we played Peter's video on this show last Wednesday night.
Oh,
Peter was our guest musical artist, so he played the video, we talked about it, and then that night he went out with the 2 of you, and you all had the experience. So it really is one amazing community, absolutely amazing.
And sort of cutting edge. Everything Vivian said, I totally agree with. With disclosure has already happened. What we need is not more information. We need orientation to the phenomena, because orientation gives us meaning, and not the meaning that the government wants us to have, but to fear things, because that's the angle they want us to have. Fear the unknown, fear that. I mean, that's what's the problem with the age of disclosure, was all about fear. And of course, they're in the job of the Defense Department. So like Ram Dass says, when a pickpocket meets a saint, all he sees are the pockets. Well, when the Defense Department meets an unknown object, all they will do is be defensive. But there's a new time coming, and Vivian holds the energy, and all of us out there that night, all of us here on the show are ready for something. All of us going to the New Living Expo. Scott, don't you feel, and Eden, this new moment? I mean, yes, the world is in chaos, and maybe that's the collapse of the old and the beginning of the new. I don't know about that.
You know, we use the analogy all the time of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. And imagine what it's like that for a caterpillar, it gorges itself to death, just like humanity is gorging itself. And it, you know, makes the cocoon, it goes into this gooey stuff. Imagine it must be going, oh my God, what's happening to me? I'm dying. But then the imaginal cells find each other. And I believe that all of us on the Awakening World and at the New Living Expo and at the Connection Field and all the different communities that we're a part of, we're all imaginal souls finding each other to create the new paradigm. And I'm imagining Eden has a thought or a question.
Yeah, I do, Alan. I've been hearing about this SpaceX and this big industry moving to the moon and space. And some people will say, oh, that's good to get the data centers off the earth, get the heat off the earth. And there could be beneficial aspects to that. I'm just curious, like with this age of starting to interface and having more and more contact, there are kind of these players, we'll call them bad actors, that might just take the same energy into space to, take advantage of space and the way they have the planet, instead of focusing our resources on nourishing and restoring and renewing. And we're earthlings. There's life here. Let's focus on the earth.
That's why we need this unity consciousness. We are all connected. So if there's war somewhere, where's the war inside of us? We have to clean up our act, I feel, all of us, if we're going to meet the others, because they don't want to meet. This is Stanton Friedman's favorite line. Who wants to meet a bunch of monkeys whose favorite pastime is tribal warfare? That's us. We've been doing that for 5. So we are in that position to clean up all the mess, because they're not the cavalry that's going to save us. We have to save ourselves. So it is now or never. We have to make those efforts to be impeccable, the best we can, to spread that vibration around the world. Everything Vivian said, each of us has to live by. And, it's a lot of inner work and challenge. So, yeah, we're not going to have free energy because they're not filling up their gas tanks to get here, right? They have an energy that would save the world from pollution and the, digging of fossil fuel and all that awful stuff. But imagine people making bombs out of that. That's like, right. So we have to try harder than ever to realize we are a unity consciousness. We are all connected, all human beings, and we're a oneness, a coherence. This is what Bruce Lipton said in an interview I did. We are not humans until we create humanity, where all of us realize we're part of a greater superorganism.
I love what you're saying, Alan, and especially that they're not the cavalry. They're not coming to save us, because I think a lot of people that are looking to the skies are trying to kind of shirk the responsibility on our elder brothers and sisters, right, instead of going on that inward journey. And this is such a crucial awareness that you're bringing. Thank you for that.
Well, it's like your mother said.
Look way back in ancient Greece. In the ancient Greek plays, there's something called Deus Ex Machina, which was quite often the Greeks in the plays, they would reach this point where the humans had just screwed it up and the gods would come in and save the day. And it's human nature. We want dad or a bigger, older figure to come in and fix it. It's so perfectly human. And I see it as a love coach in people's relationships. They're looking for someone to fix it. So we have to have empathy for that part of our human self that feels sometimes like it's just too big for me to handle, right? So that's why we have to come together in community and take hands. We're all of us together. Eden plays her role. Alan plays his role. Tiara plays her role, and so on and so forth.
Everyone listening plays a role. It's not us here. It's humanity. Uh, we are in that position. Like, your mother used to say, you're not getting company until you clean up your room. Well, that's sort of like this.
Right.
But I think they are making sure we're not going to blow ourselves up, hopefully. But, everything else we have to take care of,
Yeah, and that we should do a show on that. I want to stay with the agenda, which
Let's-
means we're almost going to talk about the Living Expo, but it is Larissa Stowe time. And people have been asking for Larissa's triumphant return to our show. She's been with us from going all the way back to the very beginning. I think, Larissa, you were on like our third or fourth one.
I think so. It was pretty fun. It
Yeah.
was like there were so many beautiful people on that show. Yeah, it was incredible. It was an incredible time for us to come together.
Doesn't
Like-
Larissa do the opening music for this Awakening World, Scott? Isn't that her song?
Her song was the opening for Saturday Night Alive,
Oh,
the Global Peace Tribe. That was her opening. Her song was that for a good 2.5 years. And then when Deborah, bless her, retired, and I switched to calling it The Awakening World, we created a new trailer using Kristen Hoffman, and that's the song you hear now. But Larissa has been the voice of this show for a long, long time. And during the 6 years, when I first started talking to Larissa, she had this vision, creating community, finding the right land. And over the past 5 years, this amazing journey has taken place where she thought she found the land. She found the land. She and her husband bought the land. They built on the land. And we're going to start holding retreats here. And lo and behold, you've just experienced one of those retreats.
Well, I have to say, being in that place feels like royalty. Everything is so perfectly placed. It's like it is a sacred space with Larissa's intention into every little speck of dust in that place. No, it's so perfect. It's so pleasant to be there. And we had a great time, Larissa. Thank you. And,
it was so much fun. And people, your group was just full of so much wonder, like the laughter that was happening, in Shambhala Hall. It was just, yeah, it was fantastic.
Larissa sang us a Passover song, Adonai, which is, I've never heard you sing that before. It was really set a holy atmosphere. So thanks for doing that, Larissa, too.
Alan, I'm going to remove you and I, but we'll be back with Alan and Joan of Angels in a few minutes, because I want to give Larissa a chance to kind of catch us up with what you've been doing and all about the growth of Shiloh, her beautiful retreat site. Tell us and maybe even give us a tour.
I'm excited to give you a tour. It's been quite the experience. I mean, when you first were here, Scott, like all those years ago, that was in 2022.
Yeah, Thanksgiving time.
Right? Before we actually signed the final papers, it was you all were coming through. And this place was amazing with the energy. Like the energy was really beautiful. It was a Shivananda ashram before us. And then before that, it was Joan and Bob Crozier who built this place, and they had the intention of having sacred community here. And the Yavapai had been on this land. This is very sacred ground here. In fact, we're told that we're on a dragon ley line of the sacral center, which is like, I could go on and on about that. I mean, that's like a whole thing in itself, but I'm so grateful that Shiloh is a place for people to connect with her. She's very conscious. She wants to communicate with the community, and to be able to steward this land, to be near this body of water, and then to be able to bring the sanctuary here to life. Like it's always had amazing energy, but it was Brady Bunch goes to India here. To be honest, we had like the orange shag carpets and the orange Formica kitchen and the really dark cabinets. And in my heart, I just wanted to create this space with our community where anyone and everyone who walks through these doors will just get an experience of just being like elevated and receive a beautiful transmission just from the space itself. So we've done a lot of work on it, and I would love to just bring you all around if you'd like
Let's
to see a
let's
bit
do it. Absolutely.
of, okay? Um, okay, so I'm gonna take you around. Now I'm sitting on this couch. Now you're gonna see behind the scenes as I get up. It's kind of amazing, this little area. It's just a beautiful little place, let's see, for people to be in this incredibly beautiful room. Those windows over there overlook the creek. Now it's getting dark, but those all overlook the creek. And those windows over there overlook Blue Mountain, and you see Kuan Yin. She was a beautiful donation from Bethany Grace, who brought it from the Self-Realization Fellowship. And as I turn the camera this way, you can see this is where people enter into the sanctuary, and there's this amazing, I should have turned on the light there. I see it's usually backlit, but that's a beautiful dragon stained glass, which represents our beautiful community. We call this the home of the dancing dragons, because everybody who walks through these doors, I am absolutely positively sure that you all are dragons that come through here, being in some stage of awakening with the Kundalini and the life force energy. And this is our little portal, as you see, in this just beautiful gathering space in here. And we have this beautiful, amazing kitchen for the chefs that come in here. Have this beautiful space to prepare food, and this beautiful space to sit and have dinner together. And we have another table that we bring out for when there's more people here. And I'll just take you quickly. Let's see, I'm going to turn on the light. This is it's so funny taking you all around in here, but this is our bathroom, one of our bathrooms. And as you can see, it's like we have like just goddesses everywhere, representing the Shakti, the Kundalini, the life force. And this is our dragonfly space. We're just installing these new pieces that are going to be painted. You see that on the ceiling, that's going to be lit. But this is a room, and this is a room, and that just got installed, but that's going to be painted as well. That giant butterfly, which I like to call a flutterby. And you just can get an idea of all the sacredness in the space, a lot of intention, so that you're loved up, that when you come here, you are loved up. And I just want to quickly just show you this bigger space where people come, and it's kind of like the grand dorm, so to speak, for adults when you all come here. That is one of people's favorite places to be together. And these are custom-made adult bunk beds. So it's really fun. And like a little vanity area here, and there's a shower in there, a big shower in that area as well. And there's more rooms, but I think that's a good place to start. Another bathroom in there. But everywhere you look, there is just sacredness. There is love. There is remembrance of our divinity. And there's like a beautiful dakini over there. So yeah, I just wanted to share what's unfolding. It's very exciting.
It's so wonderful to see how it's grown and evolved. I'm going to bring Eden up too. Because I have, periodically watched it evolve, and I'm hopefully planning on being there for for another event that's coming up at the end of April, and the end of this month. So it's just amazing to see how it's evolved. And
Totally epic, Clarissa. Amazing. I can just feel your heart just going into the beauty and the art of the place. It's so incredibly divine, feminine, and gorgeous. So
Thank
beautiful.
you. I have to say that I get like, this feeling like I can't believe it's here sometimes. I have to really just like touch my body, like ground into my body and go, it's really here. And by divine grace, we were able to make all the shifts and changes that we made. It was just like everything just came together in the most beautiful, magical way, that let me know that this is really for our community. Like, I just know that with all my heart. It's like this couldn't have happened this way. We've never had the kind of finances to be able to do something like this, and things just unfolded. Like, in my entire life, I never did. And when we had this vision, it was just like, well, here you go to be able to do these things, So I know that this is really here to help ground and uplift our community. And I'm just excited to have other luminaries, that are bringing beautiful, heart-centered teachings and transmissions to the planet. That is my dream and my vision, is just to support and connect. And
I remember that before you even found this property, you had been talking about you wanted to build community, you wanted to, but it had to be a property that had lots of water. And there's a rather magical story around that.
yeah, I mean, that was one of the pieces. We knew we had to have water. Over 20 years ago, I had a download, and that download was like, one day you will need to have land for the community, and you must have water. Like, absolutely, it has to be on the water. And I was told in this download, I call them my frequencies, shared with me that water was going to be worth more than gold in the future. And that the community, that we needed to have a sanctuary in the future, just to support the community and all that the world's going to be going through as well. So, yeah, it's amazing that we have this water. We have to kind of drive through water to get to Shiloh a little bit. And in the past, I was like, we have to have a bridge. But honestly, like, now that we've lived here, I feel like that water is also an initiation to go through every time. And it feels almost protective. I don't know if that makes sense, but, as we talk about it, we're like, there's something about this. It feels right that we have this water. We're not rushing to try to change that, even though in the beginning it really felt that way. But now it feels like it's actually this almost protective little bit of a moat that creates more privacy, here at Shiloh. And that you have to know.
Cleanses the vehicles as they come through.
Totally. And you have to face a little fear because we're not used to driving through, water. But now that we're here, we've been driving through it, and it's not a big deal. Unless you have a very low car to the ground. Then we say, stay on the other side, we'll come get you.
So, Larissa, I'm so curious because it feels like if you resonate with the mission and the frequency of a teacher, a luminary, a being that is looking for an amazing space to hold other people, that they can contact you and co-create that experience together. Is that what I'm hearing? This is not just for you as the primary facilitator. You're opening this to others to come and hold space. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely.
Is there a link or a way that Scott can show people how to contact you and like get that rolling and just the energy flowing in that way tonight?
Yeah, if you go to shilohsanctuary.com, and you know what? I'll put it in here because I realize you might spell it differently than how it sounds. So I'll just put it in here so you can see it. shilohsanctuary.com. You'll see that I have a circle coming up, but just so you all know, it's completely sold out right now in the sanctuary. Scott was asking about letting everybody know about that retreat, and I haven't put sold out, but there's no more spots in the sanctuary for it, just as an awareness.
There's the dragon. I love that. I've had a dream about that exact dragon in my life. That's great.
Dragon, that's
People are
a
asking where it is. Again, it's in a place called Cornville, which is about 25-30 minutes outside of Sedona, Arizona, on the Village of Oak Creek Canyon side of things. And it's a beautiful place. And I definitely have been fantasizing for years that we will have a Global Peace Tribe retreat there. So hopefully the stars will turn for that. And there's so many comments that have come in from people, Larissa. I hope after the little segment you can read them. So many people just saying, amazing, congratulations, how amazing, and so inspirational that this big dream, that's a big dream to
Yeah.
create a place like this, and that you've manifested it. And that when the time was right, the right property, a place that had been a Buddhist sanctuary, for heaven's sakes.
Shivananda. It was a Shivananda,
Shivananda.
yeah, sanctuary for a couple years. But even before that, Bob and Joan named this place Shiloh, which is place of peace. And their vision was for this to be a gathering space, a spiritual gathering space. And it was designed that way. We have a basement where you could put tons of canned food and like this space. I mean, it's incredible. And while they didn't fully realize that in Bob's lifetime, Jonah's still alive, by the way. She lives next door to us. It's pretty amazing. She's like almost 89. But while they didn't realize it in their lifetime, the reason why they sold it to the first people was an ashram, because that was a part of their vision, was realizing that. And then Swami Sankarananda was like, and it must go next to somebody else who will steward the land and bring that spiritual prayers into the land. So we're so blessed. I'm like, I feel like a little kid, just feeling so grateful that it happened, and really understanding that it is really for the Weevolution, that I'm just a steward of this place, and I'm just a steward of this beautiful land. And I feel like it's my job to bring her to the world so that we can have a deeper relationship with her, the Adi Shakti.
Powerful, beautiful. I love how you wove that spirit of the dragon and Shakti Kundalini, and it's all about a place of awakening and, just really lifting the veils on what it is to be a dragon rider or a dragon yourself, and, alleviating a lot of that old religious conditioning and really reclaiming that beauty and that power of Shakti. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's fun. That's one of the things, because I also see that there will be like films. I can feel it, that this will also be a place where creatives are going to come and film and stay. And it's like I wanted to implant all this mythology as well to help activate consciousness and bring just the awareness that people are going to be walking through these doors. So it's like, okay, let's put more of this consciousness, into their field. So that way, when their creativity is moving through and they get the downloads, that hopefully that will be woven into more of the mythology of, what's happening on the planet. It will help to birth that even more on the planet.
Blessed be.
She mentioned the word revolution, and we've done entire shows about the revolution, which is a beautiful vision that Larissa is manifesting for consciousness. And I'll put the link into the chat box of the YouTube link where people can watch the previous show that Larissa and I did probably a couple of years ago now about the revolution. And I love what Reverend Jeffrey just wrote. That's what made me think of it. He wrote, "The revolution creates our lovolution here
That's
on Earth."
that's right, Jeffrey. It sure does.
And
It is that. It is a
we
level.
need to keep moving forward because we still have so many amazing presenters. So, Larissa, would you bless us with a song, please?
Yes, I will be happy to do that. And I'm going to change my
Yes.
audio right now that I am going to sing. I have to go into settings and change that really quickly.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm going to be singing Aham Prema, which means I am divine love, that we are divine love, and remembering that, that we come from love, we return to love because we are love. But right now we're implanted within the fertile darkness, I believe is our choice to grow love, where we have this, what I like to call the fruitful forgetting, so that we can remember and expand that love in new ways. So Aham Prema, chanting this is a powerful way just to remember who we are. universe is in my womb. Aham, Brahma. The temple and the dark cocoon. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. When the sun begins to fade, Aham, Brahma. There is a light that will remain. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. I am the love I seek. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. Open and receive. Aham, Brahma. 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 The dance of breath, the holy heartbeat. Aham, Brahma. What gives you life will set you free. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. I am the love I seek. Aham, Brahma. Aham, Brahma. Open and receive. Aham, Brahma. 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 The universe is in my womb. Aham, Brahma. The temple and the dark cocoon. Aham, Brahma. When the sun begins to fade, Aham, Brahma. There is a light that will remain. Aham, Brahma. 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 are divine love. We are divine love. We are divine love. We are divine love. Ooh.
Know that a lot of us just got chills from that extraordinary ability that you have to sing and to bring spirit through your voice, through your body, temple. Amazing. Absolutely.
Thank you. It is my pleasure. It's just my way to bring love and to remember. Help myself remember and help us all remember, because it's, we hear so much about, okay, I want to be enlightened. And it's like, you know what? We already are that. It's just remembering that, because we are that love. Yeah. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for
Oh,
giving
thank
me
you,
this
Larissa.
space.
And I do want to direct people to her website. It's her name, larissastowe.com. If you want to get some of her amazing music or listen to some of her albums, larissastowe.com is where you can find it. And a shop, merch, Lisa Stowe merch.
Yes, I have to say my shop is on hold for the moment. There's a little glitch going on, but you can still, you can go onto Spotify, you can go onto um, Apple iTunes, we're on there, we're everywhere, YouTube, everywhere you go, you're going to find Larissa Stone and Shakti Tribe music. So I'm just happy to be here with you all. I'm just overjoyed. It's hard to stop smiling so much because I just
So
feel
good to
so
have
much
you
love.
back with
I'm
us.
just so happy to be here with you,
It's
Scott.
so good to have you with us. We missed you. And people,
I missed you too. I missed you too. And it's so good to see everyone. It's so good to see you, Eden. And I'm just overjoyed that Alan is here and Joan is here and Diara is here. And it's just like everybody in the whole tribe. I could go on and just, it just brings back. And we talking about the expo, and I'm like, I'm having FOMO right now
Uh,
because I'm not going to be there this time. But
uh,
I love Neil, and
mhm,
the last time I think I saw Alan in person before now was
mhm,
at Portal to Ascension, and also
mhm.
Joan was there too, when Shakti Tribe did a concert there. So
But
please,
Scott, I'm not saying we should stop the show, but I just want to be with that moment, that Larissa, that final note. If I could be with that for like 10, 15 minutes, I'm not saying we should, but it's just like that resonates so much through my body and soul. It's thank you, Larissa. Thank you.
thank
Truly a powerful, almost Kali-esque transmission at times. It was like the fiercest love that just knocked our spiritual socks off. I'm really still vibrating from it.
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, thank you for having me. I love you all like so much, so much, and I'm with you in spirit at the expo. And please say
Mm,
hi to Neil for me.
definitely.
Will you do that? Will you give him a hug for me
Absolutely.
too? Like everybody who sees him, say, Larissa misses you. Want to have him out to Shiloh too. So I feel
Oh
Yes.
like
my
he needs
gosh,
to bring
yes, a
We'll,
great
we'll do
PTA retreat
we'll do a
there.
portal to Ascension retreat there. I'll tell them about that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would love that because I miss Neil as well. So that would be fantastic.
well, speaking of Neil and the expo, this is a good moment for us to play this little video,
You're gonna have to wait.
which will introduce our audience to
The world is changing faster than ever before. And within this evolution,
It's not moving, Scott.
is rising.
The,
The new
the
living
video,
You're not hearing music?
we're hearing it, but it's not moving. The video's not moving for some reason.
Well, no, that's, yeah, it was moving on my end. Now
Mm.
that is very strange.
Try it again.
Try it again. Yes.
Okay, well, you know what I do? I closed it. So, Alan, I've got to go back and find it from where you sent it to me, Alan, because I
Oh, you want me to,
got
okay, go ahead. Yeah, it was just not,
and see what.
okay.
The world is
So, let me screen share. Here we go. Come on, you can do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay, there we go.
changing faster than ever before. And within this evolution, a new consciousness is rising. At the New Living Expo, thousands gather to expand consciousness, explore new conscious technologies, ancient wisdom, and the future of human potential. Immerse yourself in 3 days of heart-expanding wisdom and mind-binding awareness, with over 90 speakers sharing tools to awaken your highest potential. 125 exhibitors, 3,000 attendees, awakened souls unite in one powerful weekend of learning, healing, and connection. Experience transformation, connection, and the next chapter of human evolution. It is time for humanity to awaken. Join us at newlivingexpo.com.
There we go. So this is where you get to, let's turn over to Joan of Angels for a moment. Welcome, Joan. She, of course, has been on the show many times. And I think I've known Alan the longest. But Joan, I've known you a long, long time. So tell us about what you want us to know about the New Living Expo.
Well, I think I'll start for a second. I see it as a gathering of ancient times, mystery schools. Last night when I went to bed and I was thinking about what am I going to say to this? Imagine an ancient mystery school that we're all a part of, and we're coming back together in community. And there's all sorts of lineages, teachers with their ancestry and their lineage. And we all as students have this opportunity to come together, to dance, to sing, to celebrate, and to learn. And that is really the heart and the essence of Portal to Ascension and New Living Expo, which is a mystery school that's been designed to take us further and to come together. So what I love about working with Neil Neil has the biggest vision. He is such a visionary about the future of humanity and consciousness, and as a teacher and as a school. So I think that's what we're offering, and so many unusual things that are happening this year. You know, New Living Expo has been around for almost 30 years, and it's been leading cutting edge on consciousness, which is phenomenal, but we're going to take it even to the next level. So we have amazing speakers. This year we have a client of mine who's the president of the San Francisco Psychedelic Society coming. She has a whole track. She is bringing the founder of microdosing there. So we have new components to the expo that are going to be really fascinating. And I think I'd like to personally invite each and every one of you out there to come. It's going to be an experience, a party with your soul family, your galactic soul family, and one of the few places you can be yourself, okay? Where you can actually talk about the galactics and being an angelic like I am, Arcturian, and they don't roll their eyes at you, and you're with more people like yourself. And so I think that's my heartfelt prayer. You're going to see all your favorite people. Look, Vivian, I'm speaking, by the way, on Friday night on stepping into your soul vision blueprint, how to really activate your best gifts and wake them up. Why? The other reason the New Living Expo is important, and then I let Alan maybe have his turn, but it's important because we're at a turning point in society now. We are stepping into the new living, the new life, the new earth. It's all happening now. We're seeing the breakdown and the emergence. And it's important because each and every one of you on the show, all of you coming to the expo, are actually leaders in this new earth, and you have a role to play. My role is helping you to wake up to it, but we have a role, and every single speaker there you will relate to certain ones, and it's going to be like they're speaking to you.
Well, Joan, this whole movement, this whole Aquarian, New Age, it used to be called, this evolution had started in Northern California. That was the birth of everything we're talking about in all these shows, and returning there, with a new approach. I mean, Kenny did a great job. I think Neil will bring some new energy in. So it's like a cycle. It's coming around, and we're going to the next level. So that was, I think Kenny did his first show in 1987. I think it was there, the Whole Life Expo.
I was there as a chiropractor.
Oh, really? I was there selling violet rays, but but this is the next level. This is a next level. 40 years is like a generation, and something new is happening with the UFO stuff, with the channeling. I mean, channeling, no one really heard of channeling in the 1980s.
And light language, no, right?
So we have developed a culture of contact, a culture of consciousness, and this is the next reiteration of it all. Don't you think so, Eden? You emerged out of all this, and here we are, a next phase, right?
For the last couple of New Living Expos, I've been there with Eden and her friend Sir John, who I think is in the audience. And so, Eden, what do you want to share about the Expo?
Oh, it's so fun. And I love the speakers. I love meeting people who are asking deeper questions and connecting with Soul Family and just finding these cool things. This is the cutting edge of new tech and things that are interesting to learn about. So I'm excited because this year I'm gonna hopefully get to interview some of you and have a little sneak peek interview with you while I'm there. And I'm so excited to be there with Scott and meet more amazing luminaries.
So I want to tell people where you can find out all about it. It's simple. It's newlivingexpo.com, newlivingexpo.com. And let's take a look at the speakers, because it's like the who's who of all of our favorite people. Sean Gray, who was just on the show a couple of weeks ago, Danny Sheehan. I mean, I'm not going to read it.
Danny Sheehan is the center of the disclosure movement. Everyone knows that, right?
Absolutely. Vivian, who we just saw. And I'm just going to kind of scroll down, and some of these people are going to be on the show a week from tonight. We're going to do more of the people from the Expo on the show. Billy Carson.
Billy Carson's first time in the Bay Area. I don't think he's ever spoken in the Bay Area, according to Neil. So this is huge that he's coming.
Wow. Yeah. We had Billy on the show a few weeks ago. He's, just 2 months ago now. Amazing guy. Amazing.
I just want to say, Scott, besides the speakers, it's community. This is what we really come for. The other people to talk about the far out stuff, to bring it back out into the world. But the community gatherings are key. That's why everyone watching this should join us there and be part of this live community, not online, but actually living people in the flesh.
Is remembering when it used to be in San Francisco on 8th Street.
Yes,
down
that
to
was
San
the best.
Mateo. And Christine Hodel I want to acknowledge you, Christine. You were one of the founders of this movement. So, we have a lot of people that are OG in our audience. That have been around for a
She's
long
wanting
time.
to speak, Scott. Let's just let her say hi. She's here.
Sure.
Yes. Welcome.
Okay, well, I just got excited because it's like this has been going on in my life and my colleagues' lives from 45 years ago or something, where all the we were doing all the galactic work, and I was able to do this spontaneous, extraordinary healing just because I was just present there, and so. I've been watching it branch out in these beautiful, beautiful ways, and the intensity of the galactic heritages and stuff is just really, whew, and I'm having a party here around this.
Well, it's great to see you, Christine. Thanks
Likewise.
for spontaneously joining us.
Yes.
And we'll look forward to, will you be there in a couple of weeks?
Probably. Yeah.
Great. We'll look forward to
Probably good.
Yeah.
um, what else do you think people need to know about the expo? It's in San Rafael, California. Maybe we haven't even established that. It's in San Rafael, which is just over the Golden Gate Bridge, about 25 minutes from San Francisco. And it's April 17th, 18th, and 19th. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's 2 weekends from now. And
Well, the big thing, Scott, and I think Joan can also talk to, it's not just the amazing speakers, but the vendors are big components. So there's people with new products, new healing, new technologies. There's so much a part of this healing spiritual community. So Joan, talk about some of the vendors that are coming.
So we have vendors who are doing the EE systems, the red light therapy, new skincare kinds of treatments, new crystals, new tools. Like Vivian has her Arcturian healing chamber, and she has it out there on the floor. So you can have healings with her and with some of these other speakers. We have one of our vendors is Papioni, who's going to be coming on, who has all sorts of beautiful in the little people worlds, the fairy, the elfin kingdoms. And I think it's a cacophony of exciting. It's just like going to a global galactic fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's exactly what you want. We have Tony Ghazi is going to have his alien crystal skulls, and just you can't even imagine what you're going to see as you walk through. Jewelry that's going to lift your frequency. Everything is designed that's coming to lift your frequency. So think of it as being able to vibrationally awaken your senses, your smells, everything. And so the vendor, the exhibit hall is the place to go. So all the stuff you're going to be learning and bringing back, come to the exhibit hall to bring back memories, to bring back those things, the tools that are going to awaken you and the activations that you're going to get. And so Alan is so right. That's a vital place to come and visit.
Right.
Absolutely.
And Neil told us, Joan, and we know him pretty well, that he's never worked harder in his life to make something happen. He's put a lot into this.
He makes it look so easy, but when he took this on, he kind of knew it, because he went from smaller events, maybe 300, to now 3,000. And so that, and for him, he realized each of us are making our ascensionary leap. Well, the New Living Expo is kind of one of Neil's ascension leap into the next level for him and what he's bringing to the community. And what he said to me is, Joan, this is my way to be able to give back to more of the community, to take care of more people, to have more speakers, to bring in more abundance to the community. And that's really his heart. And so Alan and I are sort of representing, we do this often. I love being on the show with Alan all the time. Actually, we had a show together for a while. I think
what was that called?
Back. Higher Ground with Joan and
something
Alan.
out there. Wasn't it called Something Out There or something? But anyway,
Neil, Out of This World with Alan and
Out of
Joan.
This World, right? That was mine. But Neil,
Joan and Alan,
vendors and musicians. He's a musician himself, so it's going to be entertaining, informative, uplifting, and cosmic. What more can you want?
Well, actually, and because we are way over time, I'm going to move us forward. We've got Dr. Papa Yonidas, who we're going to meet in a few minutes. But before we bring him on, a good friend of ours who's been on the show many times is with us, and he's going to be one of the primary presenters at the expo. And of course, I am talking about Darren Starwin. And Darren is a quantum catalyst and master healer. He activates holistic health professionals, healers, and meditators to awaken their consciousness as avatars. In a moment, I'm going to ask him to explain a little bit more about that. Through this awakening, and it's really all of the people watching this show, can make their most valuable impact. He helps us to learn how to thrive and help heal ourselves and heal our planet. Darren's written 5 groundbreaking books including the bestseller, Awakening the Avatar Within. He's led hundreds of workshops. He does trainings all around the world. And his newest book is Avatar Master Healer, and that's coming out this spring. So welcome back to the Awakening World, Darren. It's good to have you with us.
Well, thank you, Scott. It's so great to be back here and to just feel like bathing in all this vibrational energy that everybody who's been speaking has been bringing through so far. It's a powerful gathering of a lot of transmissions, and it seems each person who comes on and shares, it's not just words, it's direct energetic transmission, and so I've been bathing in that.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about kind of your work, how you help people to really access their avatar self.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Avatar, now people think of it as like a James Cameron movie or an icon on a video game, but the original meaning was really an incarnation of God. It means the highest divine source focusing some part of itself through a human being for a purpose. And the way I see it is that we have so many avatars on this planet already who are just awakening to that truth. And as they awaken, we actually see the world differently. That world you're in actually changes. So what my work really is working with people who are ready to make that shift into awakening to their avatar self. And it's really the most profound shift there is. And I guess it's truly about being yourself, right? Because that's what our self really is. And one thing I want to say about this is that there's so much talk. Everybody's been talking so much about raising vibration and being at this love vibration and the earth evolving. And that's where we are. And one thing that also happens when we raise our vibration is we need to face our shadow side. And the shadow side comes up not as a punishment, but really just so that you can claim your power to a greater extent. And so I feel like, there's such a call right now for spiritual leadership on our world. And it's not just people who are in famous roles. It's like it could be every one of us. And so, what I really love to do, my passion is helping people find their unique form of leadership, where they're bringing through their transmission with less inhibition, less fear, and just more like, here I am, and here's what I have to give. And it's remarkable when that happens. And so one of the things I just feel like leadership at this point has to do with just when the positive and negative experiences come up as you awaken, that you just hold your center and stay grounded and avoid going into collapse. And I think every one of us has that opportunity right now. And on one hand, it's so intense what's going on in the world and the impact it's having on everybody. And yet, and the more dark it is on the outside, the brighter the light shines for us, for people who are acknowledging their true self. So a lot of this happens through quantum activation. And each one of us who's an awakening avatar, which I believe is everybody here, has their own unique transmission, their own unique frequency that they're here to activate others with. And I see it that as sort of like a grand symphony orchestra, like the human race is a grand symphony orchestra, and every one of us has our own unique part to play. And if you try to play someone else's part, like you see someone that looks like, oh, they have such a wonderful teaching, or, they seem like they have so much light, that may not be your role to play. Yours is going to be unique. It's going to be something that comes through you when you're courageous enough to find what your note is that doesn't necessarily look like other spiritual teachers or examples or people. And then when we bring that through, that's what has the greatest power. And there's a thing going on that can be called critical mass. I believe we have to find this critical mass to heal our critical mess. The thing that'll heal the critical mass and the critical mass has to be a certain number of people come online as avatars and stop pretending that you're less than that. It's like, I love what Vivian said earlier about those three golden keys, of self-acceptance and self-esteem and self-love. That's so right on. It sounds so simple, but it's so powerful that when you truly embrace those keys, And it's kind of like the ugly duckling story, like where the ugly duckling first wanted to be like the other ducks and felt rejected, like I'm different, I'm kind of a freak, until that duckling looked in the lake and saw that she was a beautiful swan and she was perfect being just who she is. I think everybody's going through that process now, and there's a lot of old indoctrination to throw off in order to fully, be in that.
Beautiful. Um, uh, Eden, do you have any questions for
Yeah,
Dr.
I'm just finding myself nodding with resonance. Everything you're saying is just so resonant right now. And when you spoke of shadow work, how it's not something coming to punish us, it's
Right.
this beautiful recognition that it's simply that which we've yet to fully integrate and love into wholeness, to remember our wholeness, right? Those splits and fragments from childhood wounds, from indoctrination, that we feel shame or not enough, whatever the story is, it's
Yeah.
actually
Mhm.
the way to embody your full spiritual sovereignty and radiance is through that embrace and that integration of shadow. And if the people that are in power now did some shadow work and actually went through an initiation, we have a lot of uninitiated people
Right.
running the world, right? If they actually were willing to face their shadow, the whole world would shift radically. So we're doing it collectively rather than waiting for these supposed leaders to take us somewhere else. It's about us doing the shadow work.
What you said, Eden, is such an important point that isn't talked about enough. There's a word that I have in my new book called wetiko, which is a Native American word that refers to sort of the mind virus that's infected the human race, especially the people who are the leaders, that is just self-destructive. It is basically insane. And yet so right now there's this major decision point, and that basically in order to but when we point at other people, like point at the people who seem to be doing so much horror, you're missing the point that all that is within us too. We all have the light and shadow inside of us. So I have to find the Wetiko inside of me, like the male chauvinist inside of me, the unawakened person who, no matter how spiritual I may be, I have that in me. So when you're willing to be that honest and that real and really that vulnerable, that's when the real magic really happens. And so I can find that, that dark side inside myself and love that up and accept that and stop running from that. That's when actually my transmission can flow much more. So that's
Mm.
what I help people to do.
I witness you as an alchemist, as a committed alchemist on a path of inner alchemy, and this is the way. That's such a beautiful thing to witness. Wonderful. Your work sounds amazing. Have we already showed his site? I don't think so.
We have not, so
Oh,
we
let's
can do
do
it right
that.
now.
Excuse me, is it possible to offer like a 2 or 3 minute activation on here?
I think that would be wonderful. So since she mentioned it, here's your site. And why don't you tell us a little bit about the gift that you're offering, and then I would love for you to do an activation
Oh,
for us.
thank you. Yeah, I believe in the paying it forward principle. And so I'm a teacher of quantum healing. I lead a school called the Bridge to Mastery Consciousness Institute. And I have these 4-month programs. Mostly the people who come are holistic healing professionals, people who are healers, doctors, nurses, psychiatrists, or people who are in the healing profession that want to take their work to this quantum level, like more miraculous and less technique based. And we have retreats that we do. So what I did is I took some of the best teachings, some of those powerful teachings of quantum healing, and I'm also work with shamanic energy medicine. That's a whole other discussion. That's remarkable, shamanic healing. I was in Peru last year and I've done a lot of that work and took them the best things and made a course online that I'm giving away for free to anybody who wants to have it. I figure that's the quantum way. So there's a URL. And Scott, can you put it in the chat? It's avatarmasterhealer.com.
It's in, I put
That's not my
it,
main website. That's separate. This is actually a special URL to get the free gift.
I've put it in the chat box twice in the last 5 minutes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Scott. And so if you go to avatarmasterhealer.com, you can actually receive this. It's like a course, a 7-part course with audios and with PDFs and actual live meditations. And so it's a way people can experience, this activation of their avatar self, and also learn specific methods you can actually use on clients if you're somebody that works with clients.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I put that in the chat box. And I'm wondering, as you do your activation, I'm really touched. Carol Craig wrote, "I'm having such a battle within me, having
Right.
to
I saw
accept that the darkness is part of me. I'm pushing back on that hard." And that's so honest and so vulnerable. And I'm wondering, is it possible for whatever you're going to lead us through to almost address that issue?
I saw Carol's message earlier, and I just was touched by that. And I'm so glad you brought it up, Scott, because I was already feeling like I want to address that.
Great, thank you.
For anybody here who feels like their shadow is really heavy on them, you're hearing everybody talking about such high, beautiful experiences. We don't acknowledge that part enough. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's actually your noble, sacred duty to walk through that fire and remember who you are in that. So this activation is for Carol and anybody else who's feeling like the shadow is getting to them and their path seems difficult. And so I have a little bit of music I can put on, which is original music. It's just a very gentle background, and it should come on just while I'm speaking this. And I did go to share my audio, so hopefully you'll hear something. If not, it'll just be my voice. Can you hear that bowls in the background?
We're not hearing it.
Okay, well, that's all right. Well, anyway, so if you put your hands together at your heart like this is a Quechua shamanic method for sacred space. And then when you breathe in, raise your hands up above your head. I'm going to open up my field and just bring your palms a little bit apart, right above your crown chakra. And visualize and sense, if you can, this orb of light that's your own divine source energy. It's called the Viracocha. And just, with this field we have, it's a little easier to feel it if you're not used to sensing this kind of energy. And just move your hands in and out till you feel it the most, right above your head. And this source is actually continually creating your body, moment by moment. And then put your fingertips together. And as you breathe out, feel like you're pulling this light ball down around your body as you exhale, literally like pulling a cocoon down all around you, under your feet. And just see if you can sense a shift just from that one simple action. And then bring your hands back to your heart again. And then raise your hands up again to that same position. And sense that Viracocha. It's also called the 8th chakra or the soul star. And breathe in. And this time, just move your hands toward your screen where all the other people are. You're just blessing them with this cosmic source energy. Just with total love, total acceptance, bringing your unique activation frequency through, even if you don't know what the heck it is, doesn't matter. If you put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, right behind your 2 front upper teeth, that immediately connects your yin and yang, male, female energies inside your body. And so this quantum activation, which comes from source, is to help each person here who wants it to basically have this epiphany of truly bodily feeling who you really are now, and to lose your fear of the pain and the shadow and the struggles, and to be able to pass the test so that you can stand as an avatar and play your note of the cosmic symphony without inhibition, like Eden does so beautifully. Is an amazing example of that, and so many other people here. and Larissa. And so I'm just going to invite you to, whether your mind understands it or not, just say yes to releasing your unique transmission while staying very grounded in your body. This is not about going out of body or astral traveling, very grounded, just from in your power, just release and share this energy. This is not doing, this is Wu Wei. And now just sense this field of the symphony of everybody's transmission being shared. And many people follow Master Jesus, Buddha, and Kuan Yin, and Metatron. But in this consciousness, it's different. I am Jesus, I am Metatron, I am Buddha, I am Kuan Yin. None of those beings want to be put on pedestals and feel separate. And the last thing I want to say is, once I was speaking, having the privilege of speaking with Master Yeshua, Jesus, and I said, Master, and he said, don't call me Master unless you call yourself that. And that was the most humbling thing I ever heard. Thank you. Now, whenever we open that sacred space with the Viracocha, it's important to close it, but we can close it at the end of the show. We don't have to close it yet.
Aaron, thank you so much. And you know what? I'll reach out to you privately. I would love to have you on our next Authors That We Love edition, where you can talk more about your brand new book.
Oh, thank you so much, Scott. I'd love to.
That'd be ideal. And again, he's going to be speaking at the Expo. What date and time are you going to be at the Expo? I put it in the chat box, but
it's right after Vivian. I'm going to be there at actually 6 p.m. on Friday, the 17th. And the lecture is called Beyond Technique, How to Serve as a Quantum Master Healer. So that means whatever professional type of work or healing or medicine that anybody does, I'm going to actually offer activations and practical methods that you can bring these quantum elements in and just start working with your clients at a different level right away. That's what that is. So again, Friday the 17th at 6 p.m. Thanks for asking, Scott.
oh, fantastic. Well, I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Next Friday, 2 weeks, 13 days on Friday the 17th. Definitely will come on over and see you then. And thank you for being part of the show tonight. And give my love to Karina.
She's here with us.
Of course she is. Hello, Karina. She's a master astrologer who's Darren's partner. Thanks for being with us, brother.
Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you, Eden.
Thank you so much, Darren. Amazing.
We are going to, we still have a lot of wonderful things planned for the show. In a moment, Eden's going to share another song with us, and we're going to meet a new friend. Dr. Papa Yonidas is coming up in a moment. But you know, Eden, it is our spring season. I just want to remind everybody that now is the time for everybody watching on Facebook and YouTube to join the Global Peace Tribe. We are just starting this week, is the first week of our spring season of Awakening World shows. And for people who are watching for the first time, we're every Wednesday and Saturday night, we have a show just like this that combines music with interesting presenters. It's really quite a beautiful, beautiful community. And I want to invite everybody to join us. And it's really easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, just like you're seeing behind me, globalpeacetribe.com. When you go there, you can learn all about who we are, what we do, and then just click register for the new season. And it will take you at some point. I'm going to have to talk to my web person about that. It really does take you to the new season, but for some reason it's spinning us around, but it really will, because I tested it yesterday. You click there, it'll take you to the registration page, because we want to get your name and your email address so that you can get notifications about our shows. We send out the recordings of the previous replays. And so please join us. And I want to say thank you, because all the people in the Zoom room with us tonight, 54 of you have all registered. A lot of people were registering at the last minute this week. So thank you very much for coming in and supporting the Global Peace Tribe. It means a lot to me. And we have a great spring season planned. So thank you, everybody. And we've heard a lot. It's always wonderful to bring in music, to integrate all that we've heard, all the words we've heard, to integrate it. And this song that Eden is going to share, oh my God, it's so good. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Eden, to share with us all about Human.
Thank you, Scott. I'm just laughing and lit up with joy, because to me, synchronicity is always like a wink from the universe, a divine confirmation. And as Darren was speaking about the shadow and honoring the light and dark, I was like, wow, this is divinely designed, because the song is called Human, and it literally has that lyric in it. It is like, which of us is without shadow? Which of us has never missed the mark? We are human. We are here now. We are human, light and dark. So I could just say that this song also came as a prayer from my heart in the age of, people, keyboard warriors shooting arrows into the black mirror. I just took this deep breath and I was like, wow, as you're hunting demons in the dark, careful not to break your own heart, because it is a mirror. And as we know, every time we point one finger, it's like 3 are coming back right towards us. So the whole game of projection and judgment and blame, as we awaken, will begin to disintegrate. That's the prayer. All right. Enough said, too many words. Let's just dance and move our bodies. This is a funky one. Here we go. Tell me, I better share my sound again. Human. Oops. I gotta reel it back. 1 sec. You hear it?
We do.
Build your case, tattoo your face with stars and moons. Change your name, up your game, change your tune. Are you healing the witch wound? Who cries out alone at night, holding stories oh so tight, chasing monsters give us fright, shadow dancing in the night. As viewed, so appear, face the monster in the mirror. As viewed, so appear. Which of us is without shadow? Which of us has never missed the mark? I am human, I am here now. I am human, I am light and dark. Light and dark. Grab your torch and grab your gun. Now you've got them on the run, hunting demons in the dark. Careful not to break your heart. As viewed, so appear. Wipe away your ancient tears. As viewed, so appear. Which of us is
stars has never missed the mark. We are human, we are here now. We are human, we are light and dark. We are human, we are here now. We are human with our innocent
Oh my. Let's just send lots of love and appreciation. And it's so amazing, Eden, because I had no idea what Darren was going to talk about tonight. I put together the agenda, and it was that you do this song immediately after what Darren shared. It's just amazing.
Yeah, we're all weaving in this beautiful symphony, and I just feel the divine hand at play. And yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Eden, because in these shows, not enough is said about the shadow. Many people might feel something's wrong with me because everyone's talking about love and light and ascension, and how come I'm feeling so many of these things. So thanks for acknowledging it and honoring it in your song.
Absolutely. It's so important right now. It's part of the great awakening, the integration, the alchemy that is needed to love and hold each other, shadow and light, to really see through that illusion of separation that judgment and blame and projection causes. Even on the screens, even when we find ourselves hating the haters, it's like, wow, that Watiko is alive in me, and it's got me. I'm like taken on the ride when I do that. So I am going to look at what part of me is that, like you said, and really hold that young scared one, hold that fractured one, and breathe and be with that pain. That's the only way.
And I just want to say that what feels like your most shameful, darkest, shadowy part is actually your greatest power is hidden in that. That's something I just want to remind everybody of. It's easy to go, oh God, I'm failing on the spiritual path, I'm this and that, I'm same old stuff coming back. But there's so much like Christ master power in that. It's just like persevering. I think it's just make sure you don't go into collapse. Just keep getting supported, keep reminding yourself, like keep listening to this kind of music, being on the awakening world, whatever it takes, just to so that you just keep on keeping on and remembering that I am divine.
I am divine. And I remember even in my breakdown, in my tears, I'm healing, I'm releasing, I'm detoxing, I'm integrating. It's okay to not be strong and keep it together and put on a happy face. It's like, let's bring our vulnerability and our
Yes.
authenticity.
Yes.
I want to read some of the comments that have come in, and then I'm going to show people how they can get human and listen to it all the time at home on Spotify.
Thank you.
Larissa wrote, "I love your songs and message, Eden." Carol Craig writes, "I'm feeling so much better. I'm so glad that I have this tribe right now." And our beloved Bonnie Russell said, "I feel the same, Carol." And Bonnie is someone that we love very much, who just lost her husband, Roger, a few weeks ago. So I'm glad you're both feeling better. And Eleanor Troy writes, "What a great, great song." And George Noble writes, "Yes, and Darren danced along." That even rhymes if you take a look at it. And of course, lots of other people just appreciating so much your beautiful music and your beautiful offerings, Eden. A lot of comments there. And hey, everybody, we can do ourselves a favor and do Eden a favor. Go to Spotify. I've put the link into the chat box. For those of you who are watching at home on Facebook or YouTube, just go to Spotify and put Eden Amadora into the search bar, and this will come up. And this is the song you just listened to. And the more we play it, there's a whole thing with algorithms that if we play it a lot, it does good things for helping to get Eden out there to the world. And we want to get all of our presenters out to the world. That's why I do this show.
Can
So
I say one quick thing? It's kind of funny. It's that even if you play it on one of your devices on loop silently, it counts and it goes towards this thing called discovery mode. If we get 1,000 plays in the next 3 weeks altogether, then Spotify starts suggesting it to other people who never met me or didn't see the show, and it starts to spread the love through the algorithm. So if there's any super generous super fans are like, I have an extra device, I could just loop this for like when I'm just hanging out or
I can do that. I've got 3 devices.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Eden, thank you so much. And I think you might have some questions for our next guest. He is a brand new friend to us. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to meeting him. So I put the spotlight on him while I share a little bit about Dr. Papa Yonidas. And he's, of course, going to be at the New Living Expo. So he was referred to us by Neil Gar. And Neil will be with us, by the way, next Saturday night. But a little bit about this gentleman we're looking at. He is rooted in a living spiritual practice and a deep commitment to transformation. Dr. Papa Yonidas is the founder of Azazelis Outreach, as well as its subsidiary mystery school, the Temple of the Peacock Flame, a modern mystical path devoted to personal awakening, shadow integration, and embodied magic. Through spiritually charged jewelry, such as the Kundalini keys and inner child necklaces, they offer tangible tools for energetic alignment, healing, and self-realization. His work also includes tarot readings and spiritual counseling, where he guides individuals through life transitions, emotional integration, and soul-level clarity. He's a creative visionary, and Papa Yoni extends this mission into film, music, storytelling, weaving ancient wisdom into contemporary expression. So clearly a Renaissance man. Welcome to the awakening world.
Thank you for having me. It's so great to be here with all of you, renowned spiritual workers, people in this field. I'm honored to be counted among you. Thank you.
It's kind of appropriate that Eden is our co-host tonight because she has been leading the Divine Feminine Mystery Schools. So I'd love for you to share, and maybe she'll have a question or two about your mystery school.
Yeah, so my mystery school is based on the Jinn, and we work very closely with the Jinn. I myself am a Jinn hybrid, and we don't hear too much about the Jinn. And but they are beings that live on the astral plane in the lower fourth density, and they are our closest neighbor, you could say, in this spiritual ecosystem, and they are affecting our energetic bodies constantly, and our chakras, our entire auric field, all of our nadis, right? They're influencing us, hopefully in favorable ways. That's the point of being conscientious and conscious of our engagement with the jinn. And so through this process, it's a 7-month process. We teach people how to work very conscientiously with the patrons of practice, is actually what we call the jinn.
Wow. I saw that before you even spoke. I actually was recognizing your gin essence and just taking it in like, wow, that is really clear to me. And when you confirmed that, it was amazing. It brings to mind this beautiful mainstream movie that was out recently. I think it was called A Thousand Years of Solitude. I'm not sure if you saw that. It was I might be getting the title wrong. Idris Elba played a jinn, right? And
Yes, I
it
saw
was
that.
so magical, so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Papa Yonidas, I am curious if jinn are neutral or, sometimes people say it's dangerous to invoke jinn, and you have to be very clear with how you work with jinn because there are powers that could go awry. We'll just say that. Can you say more about how those of us on a path of heart and awakening could interface with Jinn in a safe and integrated way?
Yes. I will start by saying the jinn are neutral. They're just like humans, humanity, wherein they could be either benevolent or maleficent. It all actually depends on you. They are sort of a mirror of us. We actually influence them as well. So the better that we can be, the better that they are towards us. And our constitutional position, and I'm speaking as a human in the human body, our constitutional position is to be of service to one another, to serve the God of everyone's being, right, as humanity, but also to serve the jinn. And in serving the jinn bestow unto us beneficence, right, auspicious energies to help us to ascend and transcend the station that we are currently on so that we can ascend to the jinn station as well.
Is that the evolutionary arc that you hold that is the natural flow from the denser 3D human into that, you were calling it lower fourth dimensional astral? Because I have heard different views about that, that you don't want to get stuck in the fourth dimension, that there are other beings there that are not necessarily benevolent, that we want to ascend to fifth and higher dimensions. So as you're working with your ascension and working with Jinn, is there a way that could actually benefit that higher 5D ascension path? Is there
Mhm.
something that you have to say about that possibility?
Yes, so through the jinn, we are inadvertently working with the angels, and beyond that, even the archangels. I want to explain in the Azazelis paradigm from the book of Azazelatry, which I'm currently trying to produce and publish. Um, Initially, we have the divine mother goddess. She is the creatrix of the galaxy. We call her Khodevi, and Khode means creator who created themselves. And she is like a dragon energy. She is the cosmic serpent mother. And you may know her also as Ein Sof, the endless light. And we call her that because she endlessly creates stars in this galaxy. Some people call her Sophia. But this Khodevi, we call her, she actually birthed an entity called Melek Taus, or Tausi Melek.
Or Yaldebroch in the Gnostic myths. It has another name for the demiurge as well.
Yes, yes, the demiurge, yes. And known by many different names. I mean, some people have described, made him synonymous with Enki and many different archetypes. But this Melek Taus, in fact, actually, when she first created this entity, he was known as Azazel as well, Quetzalcoatl. That was his first form, as Quetzalcoatl. He was the feathered serpent, right? And so when he actually came down into this sphere to populate this planet, this orb, with the greenery, the flora and the fauna, the first life here on this planet, he changed his form into that of a peacock. And this is why we call him the peacock angel. He flew around the planet and brought all this, the foliage and everything, and this is taken, you can see some of this information with the Yazidis. In Yazidism, you can read about this. And it's not really known, Yazidism, but they are of northern Iraq, the Yazidis, and their Mecca, so to speak, is Lalish, Nineveh, right? So that's going back to,
So
Sumeria and, yeah, so
yeah, Papa Yonidas, I had a very extraordinary experience with a healer that did very specific work through time with your many lives and brought me back to a lifetime in ancient Sumer where I worked with jinn. So yeah, I'm familiar on some soul level with that.
yes,
And I feel like because they're neither benevolent nor malevolent, it's really up to the energy of the practitioner and how
yes.
we invoke them and work with them. Is there anything that you could share tonight with us, if we wanted to start to make contact, we hear all this funny stuff about you only have 3 wishes, and there's a lot of pop culture about
Yeah.
genies. So
So, if I may, I want to, and I think this is quite fitting in light of Easter and, the idea of a person having died for our sins, right? And this idea of sin. Well, actually, Papa, the first 2 syllables in my name, Papa. A lot of people think it means father or like that, or the masculine principle, but it's actually sin. It means sin or demerit, inauspicious energy. And Papa Yoni together means one born of inauspicious energy. So I want to explain a little bit about the fall. What introduced this sin to this sphere in the first place? And that'll give some insight as to whether the jinn are good or bad. So Melek Taus, he splits himself into 6 archangels. And so the peacock angel, Taus means peacock and Melek is angel. So the peacock angel, he is the leader of these 6 archangels. Each of these archangels split into 4 angels. So now we've got 24 angels. Each angel splits into 3 lower class angels. We call them the Shemelech, and that's short for the angels of the Shem HaMephorash, right? This is ancient Judaism, right? If you study Kabbalah. So these 72 angels of the Shem HaMephorash we call the Shemelech, and each of these had 2 humans. There was one male and 1 female for each of the Shem, and so these are our original ancestors. Now, I'm gonna sort of abridge this story, but we know the idea of bowing before Adam, the command to bow before man. Chodevi gives this command, and everyone listens. All of the archangels listens, and everyone under the archangels, except for Melek Taus. Melek Taus doesn't listen because Chodevi told Melek Taus from the beginning, don't lower yourself to any entity of lower status than me. And why did she say this? Because when you do this, when you lower yourself and you touch the foot of another person, preferably it should be someone of a higher spiritual status. This is the practice of charan sparsh. In India, it's a very big thing when you touch the foot of an elder or someone more elevated in their spiritual life than you are. There's an energetic connection. So going back, that's a genetic thing. So you would touch the foot of an elder or someone more advanced than you, so as to get some of their auspicious energy. They will bestow blessings upon you. People don't talk about how you are actually giving some of your lesser evolved energies, and they can transmute it, right? But you are giving more inauspicious energies to them. So when you flip it and you bow or you give pranams to someone of a lesser advancement, and it's not a judgmental thing or anything or to create hierarchy. This is just the science of the charan sparsh, of paying pranams. It creates a distortion. So when the archangels bowed to man, they lost a little bit of merit. Their punya, their blessing, their auspicious energy, it created Papa. And so what we call the 6 archangels, the patrons of process, experience, expression, expansion, magic, metaphysics, and mysticism, they represent these processes. They become confusing. People become mystified. And so now the angels bowing to man, they too are now perverted, and it's creating chaos. The angels are the patrons of principles, so the finer details of each process. The Shem Melech, they bow to man, and their auspicious energy gets even more distorted. And since they are the closest in proximity to man, now they are demonic, right? So the angels of the Shem HaMephorash, the Shemelech, they now become the 72 demons of the Ars Goetia.
Is this from the book of the jinn that you're writing, or is this a like a known tale
This
of
is
ancient Iraq or
Yeah, so what the Book of Oszealotry is, it is partially my like research, and partially my channelings. And I didn't describe how I got into this whole work when I was 18, but that's when the jinn came into my life, and I get downloads, and have seen them, much like Vivian had described, where she can close her eyes and see. I can go into a state and I can close my eyes and see everyone that's in the room physically, but I'll still see more people.
right?
Right?
So I know it's a fascinating tale. I'm just realizing that we could go for a very deep dive with you right now about all the details of this angelic fall or hierarchy. And for people who are just hearing about it for the first time and really wanting to connect to the jinn in a way that like serves their awakening journey. You know, when we hear things about them becoming demons or the angels falling from grace because they bowed to man, it's challenging for I know some of our listeners because we also have a story on Easter of this ascended master avatar who washed the feet of the sinners and the prostitutes, and he had no fear for their, you know, less evolved energy whatsoever. Like you
Mhm.
had said, the higher your frequency, the more you can pull others into that love and wisdom and being. So I just want to make sure before we go too deep into the story that we're really keeping ourselves on the heart of the story, which is how can we work with the jinn in a way that is in alignment with our awakening world and our hearts and you know.
Yes. I was just about to get to that. The
Okay.
story flips. It has a good ending. Trust me. It has a positive ending. And so, yes, they're perverted. Um, Melik Taus, he sees this and he's in a hellish state, right? This is, he sees this and he's the only one that's not caught up in this ignorance, right? And confusion. And so he cries. They say he cries for 7,000 years in hell. It was this hellish state the horrors he's witnessing. And his tears, they start at the archangelic sphere, and it trickles down and it purifies all of the spheres. And he bows to Hodevi, and they have a little back and forth bowing. But man realizes this, and mankind, I should say, takes note and starts to follow their example. Mankind starts to bow to one another. They bow to the jinn, and they set the example. And the jinn bow up. It's supposed to go up, right? And the angels, they bow up to the archangels and so on, and it corrects this whole the collapse of Jacob's ladder, if you will. And so yes.
Let it be.
Yeah. And guess what, the person at the top, the entity at the top, the patron of presence, Tausi Melek, he bows to us. That's what keeps the cycle going. So he lowers himself to us and he sacrifices his own stature so that others may rise. Tausi Melek will not be here on this planet forever. He will leave. He will ascend. He will transcend. Right? He has other duties to do. It's a school, right? And we're graduating all the time. So when he leaves, the archangels, they take the station of the patron of presence, and so on. Eventually, we will have risen to become the patron of presence. We're already part and parcel. We are the patron of presence right now. All we have to do is realize and serve in our capacities, in our correct constitutional position. And when I say serving the jinn, it's serving nature. We have
Ah,
elemental jinn.
yes.
Yes,
I was
we have
going to
water.
ask about that. I heard the jinn are etheric beings, but
They
they're
are.
connected to the elements.
So I'm a water jinn,
Mm.
right? Um, and so water jinn, fire jinn, you have all sorts of jinn. And to be clear, initially, jinn meant it was used to refer to any entity, any non-human intelligence that we couldn't perceive. So all angels would have been jinn, all elves, all fairies, they're all jinn, right? And so it's connecting with nature, realizing that we were not given this planet to lord it over the planet and take dominion over the planet and abuse and misuse the resources. That is not our constitutional position. We are stewards for the environment, and that is serving the jinn. The jinn are very much pleased when we take care of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and that is how we start to serve. And they will start to they will influence us, our energetic fields, more favorably, right? But just think about it from a scientific level. You take care of the water, you purify the water, you get rid of, because water, it builds up information, right?
I'm
And
so
so
with you now. I am so resonating to everything you're saying.
it was scary at first, right?
I
I
was
know.
like, I don't know where this is going. This is getting really intense.
Yes,
Yes,
I know.
I
That's
feel
why
this
people
shared prayer with you because this has been such a part of my name is Eden, and it is such a reminder of we live in the garden. We live in the most beautiful gift, this jewel, this precious gem of a planet. And when you have people building giant, you know, erotic shaped rocket ships to go to the moon. It's
right?
like take those resources, brothers, men, women that have influence and power. Let's get the glyphosate out or glyphophosphate, whatever it's called, out of the earth. Let's get the aluminum barium out of the air. Let's get the fluoride out of the drinking water and the microplastics out of the ocean. Let's call upon the jinn to help us as our allies, all our interdimensional allies, to clean this beautiful place up.
Yes,
I am
yes,
so with you with working with the
absolutely.
elementals and the Davic field.
Yes, and I want to
100%.
make something very clear. When we correct it by assuming our constitutional position, because we used to, honor the jinn in every form, the elves and what have you, and the elemental spirits. When we did that initially, they went back to being sort of a hybrid between the angelic and the demonic. That is why they have both natures, and we as humans also have both natures. We have an angelic and a demonic nature, but we have to feed whichever one we feed most is the direction in which we go. So feeding our higher angels, our better angels.
Oh, blessed be. I want to ring a bowl. Bing. I want that to ring out to the one. Yes. What
As
are
you
you?
ring the bowl, I'm coming in.
Yeah.
First of all, how perfect that Eden's co-hosting and her connection. It's also divinely inspired. And to learn much more, because this has been new for many of us. His website is azazealous.org. Well, I'm sorry, azazealous. Oh boy, azazealous, and then outreach.
Outreach.
Got it. Okay, I was having a little trouble with that. azazealousoutreach.org. I've of course put it into the chat box, but I wanted to read it for all the people watching on YouTube and Facebook. Is there anything you want to direct me to in this website? Anything like where people can contact you or learn more?
Yes, you could go to contact me there and send me an email, but I'll send you to my curio shop because I'm also a thingamagician and I actually help people with permission slips, as Bashar calls them, uh, things to actually help people get started. If you feel you need a tangible thing to help you work with your auric field. I didn't mention I had a Kundalini awakening at 18. And so I help people to actually work with the Kundalini energy. I created Kundalini keys and their necklaces that stimulate that energy within a given chakra so as to open the chakra and remove blockages.
Okay, and will you have these at the New Living Expo?
Yes, I'll have those. I have some that are, one for each chakra. I have the pure silver 999 fine with many different crystals, garnet, emerald. These are for calibrating the entire auric field, balancing all the chakras. And so that's my specialty as a Jinn hybrid. And when I started, the Jinn actually started directing me to where to find the pieces for what I'm crafting. And sometimes I'm crafting and I don't know what I'm crafting until it's done. So
This is just beautiful. I can't
thank
wait to meet you in person and see some of these beautiful pieces of jewelry and mystical objects that you've created. They're just gorgeous, absolutely
I look
gorgeous.
forward to meeting you as well. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, wonderful meeting you. And It's been one of the most unique conversations I've had on the Awakening World show, for sure. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know I
be
kind of went off on a tangent there in the beginning. I'm glad it came full circle. But yeah, I'm glad you were co-hosting as well because you're very insightful and very knowledgeable and very positive and kept things on track.
absolutely. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you. Joan, you may not realize I brought you back up onto camera. Because I wanted to thank Joan is who helped finally connect me with you.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Joan
Yep,
is awesome. I've met her quite a few times, Conscious Life Expo, and we actually did a podcast talk together. And
blew me away all this stuff about the gin. So I think it's great. That's some of what you talked about tonight too. And I think we're going to be really looking forward to it. You bring such a new, kind of a new theme, like, because we don't have people that have been talking about the gin so much at the Conscious Life Expo or the New Living Expo. Oh, my dog's telling me he wants to go out. But yeah, you bring a whole new thread. And I think that's awesome. And we all need to learn about the spirits, the gin. Listen, they've been with us a long time, the little
Mhm.
people. And so I can't wait to see your booth also. I'll be there greeting all the exhibitors on Thursday afternoon when you come in, by the way.
Okay.
And
and Joan, I also wanted before you leave, I wanted to let people know a little bit about what you're doing in
oh,
addition
that's great.
to
Yeah.
what you support, because you are brilliant at your work. So everybody get out your cameras, because if you get out your cell phone and you do the thing, you can go to the QR code. I'm going to do it myself,
It
and
works.
takes you to where you can
This
get
baby.
a free complimentary session. And what do your sessions include, Joan?
Oh my God. So this particular session, we look at what's been going on for you. I help people kind of remember why they're here so that they can finally access the skills, the gifts that they've come in with and their soul blueprint so they can actually step up and activate these gifts and start becoming that leader or that master that they're here to be. So in that first session, it's complimentary. I don't charge for that because we look at what's going on for you. We look at whether we're a fit. We look at whether my work can help you get clarity, activate your DNA, your codes, your blueprint. So why? Because right now, 2026, we all need to step up. And there's a spiritual awakening happening. And it's time for every one of all of us to step into our best gifts. So in that session, we look at what would be good for you. Kind of
Beautiful.
like my doctor self, Scott. I always talk to people and then it's like, okay, this is what's going on. And this is the way I think we can work with it.
Well, thank you for all your support of the expo, for being the person that's going to greet us. That's a wonderful way to get started. And I really appreciate you. And will you be with us next Saturday night?
I didn't know. No, I probably can't be. I have talked to Neil about it. I didn't know if I was going to be.
No problem. All right.
I'm
Well,
going to be up near Marin, though.
all right.
My,
Well, we will see you in 2 weeks,
you
Joan.
will see me all in 2 weeks, everyone. I'm just so excited. I am over the top excited, Scott. I don't think I've been this excited about something for a long time. And I
Beautiful.
think it's because I feel like it's my soul family.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Thank you,
and,
Joan.
and I love you, Scott. I remember sitting in my living room with you. I'm so happy to be connected back.
Absolutely. We are all family. We're all family.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are winding down. And we're going to have a few Global Peace Tribe announcements, but I want to bring Eden up one more time and just thank you, Eden. I love co-hosting with you and the way
Thank
you
you
just
so
drop
much for
right in.
having me. Yeah, it's been super fun, especially since I get to come and be with you at the expo soon too. And I'm so looking forward to seeing so many of the beautiful beings tonight live and saying hi there. And yeah, what a fun show. Really fun show. High vibration, joyful, beautiful show. Thank you so much.
A little bit of taste. And a reminder, everybody, that, as Eden started the show by really reminding us of the history of this time of spring renewal, new life, So use, tomorrow being Easter Sunday, there are going to be a lot of people in meditation and prayer, our whole Christian family. It's a great day to really drop into deep prayer, whatever your practice is. It's a wonderful day to do practice because the vibration is high. And
Absolutely. And what are we resurrecting from the darker times? Are we bringing back our inner child? Are we bringing back our joy? Like it'd be a wonderful, wonderful thing for all of us to think about what we're resurrecting for this next season.
exactly, exactly. And let's resurrect human.
Oh,
Let's
yay!
let's find an extra device that you have. Come on, we all have extra devices. Maybe an iPad you don't use that much.
Let it roll for a little on silent
Put it
even.
on over and over. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight. So
Thank you, everyone. I'm so grateful for all the love and support. This community has just been a family, a second home for me. I'm so, so honored to be here again and just love you so much, Scott.
I love you too. And I want to give a big shout out to Sir John Miller, who's been a big support for you in the music. We love your
Absolutely.
music, Eden. And thank you, John. I think you're watching. Thank you for your support because it.
Thank you, John. He's been like the wind beneath my wings. He
Yeah.
made this whole album possible. Thank you so much.
Hmm. All right, we've got a few more announcements. I'm going to bring up our beloved Connie and Andrew. I always call them the honeymooners. Oh, Andrew, you are looking especially dashing, all that white. Oh my gosh. So tell us a little bit about what you guys have cooking coming right up on April 10th.
Well, here we sit in Aspen, Colorado. We just left Sunrise Ranch, and we're at Connie's daughter's place. And Connie, you could pick up one of the doggies because we've got 5 dogs here, Scott. And I just know that Jasmine Bear would just be in heaven here. We're in doggy heaven. And what we're doing next Friday, courtesy of Rita Marsh, and I think many of us here know Rita very well, down in Carbondale, which is just a little down valley from we're in Woody Creek. We're having a hybrid event that you're going to be coming on, I believe, and hosting the online aspect of it. It is a live event in a beautiful space in Carbondale where we will be screening an episode of our forthcoming film series, In Search of the Future. It's called Cosmic Contact, and it has a theme, and the theme is ET, NHI, UAP, aliens, extraterrestrials, and it features Patrick McCollum, who many of us here know. He's a good friend, and it's an interview we did with him about 6 months ago. It's quite extraordinary. It features Lee McCloskey, and I don't know if anybody here knows Lee, good friend of Patrick's, good friend of ours. He's known as the modern Leonardo, and that's no exaggeration. He's one of the most extraordinary people on the planet. He's an artist, philosopher, painter, very well-known actor. Scotty was the younger brother on Dallas, for example. Lives in Malibu, beautiful. And he's speaking to us from the hieroglyph of the human soul, which is a live-in painting that he created that's completely extraordinary. And Susan Manowitz, who's a Harvard PhD, extraordinary person who worked with John Mack and very much in the alternative realities mode. She's extraordinary. And a collection of, well, there are two.
Bertie
And
Jaworski.
Bertie Jaworski, who many of you know, not to speak for.
Well, Bertie teaches remote viewing and transitional, what is it?
She's training people in telepathic communication so that when they arrive, when they come floating down, we're going to be able to communicate with those of us who are trained through Bertie. So that's a whole other thing.
She calls herself an ET communicator. And she works with Jim Garrison on Ubiquity University for really teaching us how to communicate. So when the time comes of open contact, we're there. We can actually communicate and meet heart to heart.
And two Australian Aboriginal elders on the subject of ETs in their lives in Australia. Very, very interesting. And a number of actual aliens. One I created for a little film I made with those Australian gentlemen, and one who is, he's either created or channeled or whatever it is by Sophia.
I am Sophia.
I am Sophia, who's a young lady we've known for a very long time, since she was a teenager. And it's funny as hell, it's relevant as hell, it's hilarious, and we're going to be kind of introducing her to the world and certainly to this community. She's an incredibly talented musician and cosmic video creator who is also a hybrid and an alien and can go back and forth between being one and the other, at least on film.
She was supposed to be a headliner at the Conscious Life Expo, but
right.
An illness got in her way.
Yeah, she got
So
sick.
it's going to be really exciting to have her on. And these folks are coming on afterwards for a discussion, which you're going to host. And Danny Sheehan's in the film as well.
Oh, right, forgot to
And
Danny.
so it's all
Patrick's coming on, Lee's coming on, Sophia's
Birdie.
coming on, Birdie's coming on. So it's going to be quite an evening. This is this coming Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which would be 6 p.m. Pacific Time.
right. So we're excited, and it's going to be in person
Does it
and
cost anything?
globally. It's a fundraiser for us,
Mm.
for our film project and our next adventures in Europe, and doing more interviewing, etc. And for Rita Marsh's the Center for Human Flourishing, which is our 501c3 sponsor.
Fiscal sponsor.
And yeah, and it doesn't cost anything to come on. It's just if you feel like donating to our GoFundMe, we much appreciate it. And so,
And if you can make it here physically, come on over.
yeah,
Yes, we'll be there in person.
but it should be quite an evening
Yeah.
with Scott orchestrating the whole discussion afterwards. So we're just really honored that Scott will come on
And
board.
then once we're done with that, we're heading for Sedona, where we'll be doing a similar thing in Sedona. So that'll be a week or two down the road. We're going down for the Eagle, Quetzal, Condor Native American Conference and planning a screening there. We don't have that set up, but we'll certainly let everybody know.
But tell your friends, I'll put a link in the chat for the Facebook event that has the Zoom link in it. Tell your friends, come on board and experience our evening with us.
Yes. Scott, did you receive the poster? Connie sent you the film poster?
Yeah, if you could put it in the chat box, because we need to move on.
Yeah, I
go
got
ahead.
it. Yeah.
Put into the chat box the link and the information. That'd be great, because we've got a couple more announcements we got to do.
Okay.
Good.
Love you
Thanks,
guys,
Scott.
and looking forward to seeing you next Friday.
Yeah.
It'll be outrageous. Thank you.
All right. And tomorrow night is the annual event that Christy Michaels does. We've promoted it on the last couple of shows, and I promised her I would talk about it tonight. But Darren is going to be a big part of it. So, Darren, whatever you want to share, and I'm going to pull up the poster for it. It's, of course, tomorrow, Sunday, April 5th, from 5 to 7:30 p.m. It's a hybrid event. People can come to it in person, or they can watch online. So what would you like to share about it, Darren?
Well, it's a tremendous celebration of the divine feminine and the Easter principle, and there's some very high energy people. I mean, Christine Toulis, who's been on your show a lot, has been playing harp, and I'm playing guitar, and there's David Lieberstein, and several people doing various aspects of the real higher level of Easter. And so it's going to be a beautiful event. I mean, we've been practicing a lot of the music, and it'll be a gorgeous event. And I think there's still some space for some people to go in person in Sonoma, but it's certainly being live streamed. And I put the link in the chat for anyone who wants to learn about that.
Great. And for our friends that are watching on Facebook and YouTube and don't have access to the chat, I'm going to pull it up. You can find it by going into oneworld.earth. Just click on events and you'll find it. The 16th annual Magdalene Moonrise Easter celebration. It's Sunday, tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific time. So definitely please do join us. I know a lot of us will be participating in that. And thank you, Darren, for your participation, I think almost every year with it now.
Yeah, and so it'll just keep this gathering going to another level.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, Darren.
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
And also our friend Andrew, the reawakened one, I'm going to bring him up for a moment because he every Earth Day he does a wonderful, wonderful event. And oh my gosh, you've got an incredible group of people this time. So Andrew, tell us a little bit about what you've got on April 22nd.
Thank you very much. And I'm looking to collaborate with Global Peace Tribe. It's all family. We're one family. We have a lot of people that have been on the Global Peace Tribe. That's going to be Planet Heart's 18th annual World Peace Earth Day celebration taking place on Wednesday, April 22nd from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got Chief Phil Lane. We've got Kristen Hoffman. It's just amazing people. Mitchell Rabin. We've got Fumi Stewart from May Peace Prevail on Earth, and we got doing a global silent minute with Dot Maver, and we have Ben Bowler from Unity Earth who's hosting this beautiful event. You can go to planetheart.org and get all the information and see what's going on. And it's going to be in room 1. It's going to be in Ben's has a community call every Wednesday from 6 to 7, which many of you may know about. That it's going to follow right into that. Where we're going to be celebrating and honoring Mother Earth with unity and world peace themed. And yeah, it's just a family time for us to connect and honor Mother Earth.
Absolutely. And we're going to somehow, because it's on a Wednesday this year, so we're either going to start the Awakening World at 4 o'clock Pacific time that day and just all watch this amazing program that Andrew's put together, or we'll play the recording at 6 o'clock. So we'll figure that out. But he's got all of our friends, Kristen Hoffman, for heaven's sakes, and Ben, and all the people he mentioned. So it's going to be a really, really fun show. So thank you very much, Andrew, and looking forward to collaborating with you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
I love everything that you do, and I'm glad to be back. I've been missing for a while.
We've been missing you too, so it's good to have you back, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to conclude tonight with our prayer time. And we're very grateful that our beloved DR is back after her little break. And so it's been quite a show, huh?
Absolutely. Resonating with all that's been brought through Vivian opening our container, the work that Darren did. And Darren mentioned that he would keep this container open until the end of our show. I think he's left, but with his permission through the ethers, we'll perform that feat for him as well. And one of the things that we are evolving into is our ability to hold it all, the light, the suffering, the shadow, the joy. And so taking all this in and using it to stabilize our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual selves as the world is shifting in our evolution, to soften the growing pains that we're all feeling as humanity is maturing on a spiritual level, as we rise to the occasion to walk our talk and have greater accountability and responsibility. And whatever that means for each of us, it can be something so small and minute, and yet for us it might feel so grand, cavernous. And so we offer an ability to empathize with whatever anyone is feeling, even if it doesn't make sense to us in our growth. And so offering prayers of healing for physical, mental, emotional, spiritual again, for those who may not have the same understanding at the higher levels, the bigger picture of what's happening. We hold them in their fear, and we offer them a sense of safety, even if it's not cognizant mentally. It comes into their heart, into their bodies, into their spirit. And when anyone even sees us holding that space, it changes the field around us, as we know. And so many blessings to you, Scott, and to the whole beautiful field of our family, friends who've become family, and sending love and light out to all those not in our Zoom room that are always present with us in our hearts, our minds, and our souls. Sending love out to Omashar and his mom. I texted him, let him know we love him. Love and light out to Desiree, who's taking her time to rest tonight. Resting is sacred as well. So may we be kind to ourselves, kind to each other, kind to all that we meet, all that we know, all that we think and feel, and all that we are. And with that, we say, as Susan says, aho.
Beautiful. I'm going to go to gallery view, and let's all just have a minute of silent prayer. You can pray for yourself, for the world, anyone you know that's suffering, and then we're going to close with an Omashar song. Thank you, everyone. And please continue to keep the prayers going tomorrow night. Tomorrow during the day and the evening. It's a powerful time for prayer because so many people are tuning in with it being Easter time. I always like to let people know what we've got coming up, and we've got another wonderful show coming up next Wednesday night. Let me go to show it to you. There it is. You know, last Wednesday's show a few nights ago was so much fun because it was just like dynamic conversations with interesting people. And we're doing it again. We've got some very interesting people. Margot Anand she's a treasure. She wrote the book on Tantra. And she has been teaching for 50 years all around the world. And she'll be coming to us all the way from Bali. Our guest musical artist is Johanna Beekman. Just like we had Larissa come back today, we haven't had Larissa on for a long time. It's going to be great to have Johanna back with us again. And you're going to meet my friends, the founders of Unite, who have a really exciting new offering, Shine Kelly and Crystal Oni. They were on the show once before a long time ago. My partner, Katrina Valancourt, that I'm doing the relationship mastery course with, and that's going to be what we've got coming up on Wednesday. So definitely join us. And we are going to close, even though Omashar is not with us in body, he's always with us in spirit. I hope we're sending prayers for his mother, who's making her transition. And to close us out, here's one of my favorite Omashar songs. You guys are going to recognize it. It rocks. So enjoy.
It's not playing right.
It's not playing right?
Nope.
You're not
Starting
music, or
music and video.
you're not seeing the video?
Now we don't see it at all.
Oh yeah, that's because I've turned it off, but
Yeah, it
you
wasn't
weren't seeing the video?
not moving.
Well, let's try this again. I'm not sure. Well, let's try it again. Let me know.
sound started and then it stopped and there's no
So it
movement.
seems like when I expand it, for some reason, it's when I expand it is when it's not continuing to do its thing. So, well, you know what we can do? We can try something else. So if you would be willing to share a little bit, DR, for a moment, because I'm going to pull up one of my Omoshar videos from previous times. Well, actually, I'll just kind of cover for a minute. Let's see what we can find here. All right, here we go. This should play. Let's give this a try. Good?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I seem to remember the time when we all were happy and my family, we all were together singing harmonies, my sisters and brothers. I often dream that we're gathered together and we all live in this beautiful garden by a river with my favorite flowers and the trees there, I know them by name. If you'd like a new life, here it is, here it is, here it is. If you'd like a true life, here it is, here it is, here it is. We all are born of the great sun. We all are beloved golden ones. Do you remember? You're part of the story. glory. If you'd like a new life, here it is, here it is, here it is. If you'd like a true life, here it is, here it is, here it is.
Mm. Thank you, Omushar. Thank you. That actually turned out to be the right song, didn't it? Well, thank you, Tiara. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Enjoy tomorrow, no matter what faith or non-faith you might have. It's still a beautiful and a powerful day. And I will look forward to hopefully seeing all of you on Wednesday. We have a wonderful show planned. And blessings. And remember that we can always create a greater life by being grateful and choosing to see the divine in all. Thank you, everybody. Take care.